Hello, I'm Occupational Click, and it's kind of late for me. It's like 5:15 in the morning here, but I was just messing around. I finally got around to uploading those videos. I wanted to talk a bit about what's been going on in my life, but I might private the stream. There's just sort of like something to do while I'm editing and uploading videos. So I want to upload some videos. Maybe I'll just get rid of this. I thought, what the hell? I'll stream while I'm editing together. I had a bunch of videos on my phone. I'm putting some videos together. A video I'll crop in half. This part here. I want to upload my most recent days and get that over with. I also want to talk about how I got fired from the fucking Amazon job on my third fucking day. Oh, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just seatbelts. I forgot to put a seatbelt on twice, both in the driver's seat and the passenger seat, and they fired me flat out. I have a whole video about it. And I want to share. I went to go visit a buddy of mine about 3.5 hours from here in a place called Zillinger, Pennsylvania. So I'll share that. And yeah, I'd love to visit you, Totem, but, in this case, my brother had to rent a car, which was paid for. So we drove that out. If you want to pay for my plane ticket, I'll come to Norway. So sure, I'll come visit you, but I need the funding to get to Norway. But I want to upload the videos. There's more to see. DUM, I saw DUM for quite a bit. We streamed on his stream, or his channel, my channel. But there's more that you didn't see that I want to share with you. So I'm slowly editing and uploading. And one of the videos should upload soon, and I'll just go from there. I'll upload them, piecemeal. Because hold on. Hold on. There we go. I changed the settings, but at the highest setting I can do. I want to make sure it was going through there. Okay. Yeah, I'll visit you if you want to send me the money and give me a place to sleep. Because I don't know how to check into a hotel in Norway. Hold on. Yeah, I'll come visit you if you want to fund it. Otherwise, ain't gonna happen. But okay. All right. So where was I? Yeah, it's probably gonna be a number of videos. They're probably like half-hour segments. It's for anyone who wants to see it. So let's see. Did this one go? I think the first one went through, and I got to link them together and all that shit. But I think if you want to watch these little videos, the first couple of videos don't even feature DUM. It's like the trip to see DUM. But I figured why not? It was a nice collaboration, so I thought I'd put it up. Let me see here. Paid for. Yeah, this one came out nicely. Yep, 1080p. Awesome. So you can watch the first video if you want, and I'll start uploading the others. There's quite a bit. There are a few I still haven't edited together, but it was a nice trip. It was a nice, pilgrimage. It wasn't the pilgrimage, but it was a pilgrimage, and we had fun. So, yeah, why not? I don't do much. My life is pretty much shit. So, hey, this was a nice little, excursion, an outing. All right. So you can watch me if you want. But right now, I'm going to try to upload the other videos I've done. So you can watch me doing this bullshit. Hold on. Let's what's going on here. Let's do this. Okay. Create. Ugh. I could share screen, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. Upload video. Let's see if I can upload this. Because I got some of the video. Most of it's edited together. And I got some nice thumbnails. And hold on. There we go. All right, so I think the first one dropped. I'm going to set the second one. I'll just call them DUM 1, DUM 2, etc. DUM 3. DUM 2, I'll set for like an hour from now. What time is it? 5:20. I'll set this as like some kind of, hold on. How do I do this? I made some nice thumbnails. Looks good. Hold on. We'll make it public, but we gotta set a time schedule. So we'll make the 6 o'clock. Why not? There we go. Okay. All right, so I got the first two uploading, and I gotta like link them together, put little like fucking things at the end, little what do you call them? Those little boxes. You can go one video to the next. So yeah, we'll do that. I got fired from the Amazon job on the third day. I got video, and I can put that together next. But seeing dumb, I said, you know what, fuck it. I got fired for bullshit. Even my shrink agreement was bullshit. They were like overly, I guess, on you do 2 days of training with Amazon in general. Third day, you're training with your logistics company, and apparently, I'm in the driver's seat. I'm paying attention. I'm not spurring out, but I'm like, overwhelmed. I forgot to put my seatbelt on. Get a call from the dispatcher. You didn't put your seatbelt on. I said, okay, look, I'm new. It's my first day. Am I penalized more harshly, or do I get a pass my first day? I don't know. I can't speak to that, but keep your seatbelt. I said, okay. Later on, a few hours later, me and the driver switched. I was driving. We switched seats. The guy who was training me, he got in the driver's seat and was showing me things all into it. I forgot to put my seatbelt on a second time. I got, a call now from the girl, the HR girl. Okay, you've been fired. We're going to come pick you up. That took only 2 hours. It was like bullshit. I'll put that video together. Oh, my God. Anyway, I don't need any money. So, Totem, are you going to pay for me and my brother to come to Norway? Can we sleep at your place? I'll crash on the couch or the sofa. My brother can sleep in like the bathroom or whatever you call it. You didn't answer my damn question, son of a bitch. Come on, son. I'll come visit you if you pay for it. Give me that. Give me that. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I think the first video uploaded okay. And it's like 22 minutes. These are some like, half-hour segments, but I'll put it up. It's really for me more than anybody else, but I'm going to put it up for whoever wants to watch it because it's fun. It's nice. That's pretty cool.
Yes, we didn't just lie around and veg or.
That's pretty cool.
We actually get your car to the shop. So Waynesboro is to our east, to the right. Right to our right. How? Camera while we'll go to the Maryland map or open. I never realized that Dixon were hired in part of the union.
Yeah, the first video came out okay. Great. Okay. Second video is uploading. It'll probably drop in like an hour or so. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, tell you what, if you pay for me and my brother to see you, then I'll return the favor and pay for you to come see us. You got to make the first move, man. Because I can send you a bunch of money and you'll never show up. You just take my money and cash the check. If you sent me the money, I would definitely show up. You know that. You know it. I would come to see you. I don't trust you to come to see me. So you got to come see me first. And then, no, wait. I'm drunk. You got to pay for us to see you first. Forget, who cares? Whatever. Answer is no. I don't think you and I are going to be visiting anytime soon. But it would be a nice thought. Nice, in theory, it would be nice. What would you think of me and James and my brother? All of us, did go over well. Was it a bit overdone? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I got 5 videos made up. There'll probably be 8 in total. So I got 5 of 8 made up, which I'm going to upload now. The first 2 are just getting there. But I figure why not? And yeah, I got fired. That's a whole other video I got to make. Like, it's bullshit, man. I got to find a job again, man. Yeah, Totem, I agree. I don't think he really liked me to begin with. Even when I showed up, he didn't really like me. I think the second day he was like, "Oh, you're cool." I think he was like, I'm like, "Dumb, we've known each other for years. Give me a hug." He was like, "Oh, you're gonna spurg out my house." Oh, yeah, I agree. And I got that impression before I came. I used to give him the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, I got that vibe too. Even my brother said, "Yeah, he was nice, but it took him some time to warm up to us." We were like, "We're old buddies, man. What's up? We know you. Hey." But he was all like, there was definitely apprehension, a lot of apprehension on the part of James. Absolutely. I agree. You're actually right. I agree with you. I think he likes us now, but he was apprehensive like for the first, until we got him to that diner. And you can see how he wanted to go to a steakhouse. And I'm like, let's go to KFC. No, I don't go to KFC. I had this whole back and forth. You'll see it. It's in one of the videos. I think it's the fourth or fifth video. You can see it. You can watch it yourself. And he was very indecisive. And we met his neighbors. They were nice, but oh my God. Oh my God. But it was fun because, like I said, I haven't said in the video, and I said to my brother, if we didn't do this, we'd always be wondering what if. So I'm glad at least we did it to get it over with. Yeah, get it over with, because we'd always be wondering what if. So we did what we had to do. So, and we shared it with you people. I think, listen, I know I'm not Todd. I know I'm not McHenry Cruiser, but I think it was more entertaining because we saw him in his environment. We walked around his house. You'll see in the videos, I did the tours of his house. Like, we saw him, like, he would scream in his house, but he's in this room, he's in that room, he's in the basement. I actually showed the floor plan and the layout, which you'll see. So I think us meeting Dumb was more entertaining than Dumb meeting me and my brother, occupational clicking brother, I think was more entertaining than him meeting some other people, which was, watching him eat a steak. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I think it was more, it'll be in the long run. I'm not saying it was entertaining. I'm saying it was more entertaining than other meetups he's done. I'll go with that. Make sense? All right, where was I? I got to add these little screens at the end. Okay, the second one's uploading. That's cool. Okay, good. Good. It's coming along nicely. And it was nice to have like an outing, an escape from my otherwise dreary little life. So I can't fully complain, How do I add end screens? I gotta figure out how to do that. I gotta wait for the second one to upload. All right, the second one's got to upload, then I can add in, because I want each video to end with a link to the next video. So we'll do that. Okay. I don't care if everyone comes and sees this or not. I'm just streaming in the meantime to kill some time, and I'm drunk and I'm tired and I still got to clean that fucking bathroom. My brother's getting pissed with me and he was pissed. My brother wanted to leave that night. I'm like, well, it's late. Let's get a hotel. We can see Dumb again in the morning. I think what it was, I'll probably never go to Waynesboro, Pennsylvania ever again. It's like 3.5 hours from here. And even if I do, let's say I want to go to Antietam or something, even if I go back there, Dumb won't be there. I'll never see him there again. So even if I go back there, there'll be no Dumb. And even if Dumb and I meet up one more time in Midway, Pennsylvania, or in Manhattan or here in Jersey, if I go back to Waynesboro, he won't be there. If we meet again, it won't be in Waynesboro. It'll be in closer to home or. So this is the only time, our one and only chance to see him in his native environment. I wanted to do it. Yeah, I know I'm a spurg, but I realized, we're probably imposing. But you know what? If Dumb wasn't moving, let's say Dumb didn't meet Donna or Donna was coming to live with him, I would have stayed for a few hours and said, okay, Dumb, we'll be back maybe in 6 months or a year. But I said to my brother, this is the only fucking time we can come back to Waynesboro, Dumb will be gone. We might meet Dumb in Midway or Jersey or Manhattan, New York City, whatever, but we'll never meet him again in Waynesboro. Told him the next time he's here, ask him. I'm like, why are you such a fucking wage cuck? Well, I took a day off for my car and they changed my schedule and, they're going to be upset with me. I'm like, Fuck them. I told him, yeah, for once, I'm agreeing with you more than disagreeing. Hats off. Ask my brother next time he's here. Say, hey, brother, Click, why are you such a fucking wage cuck? He was all. When we got home, he said, I wanted to come home yesterday. You wanted to stay another day and see DUM. I said, yeah, but if DUM wasn't moving, I would have left that night. But this is our last chance to see him, asshole. I'm not coming back out here, asshole. Call out. Fuck your minimum wage bullshit job. Oh, they're going to be mad at me. So you can ask my brother. Ask Brother Click why he's such a fucking wage cuck. I agree with you. I fucking agree. He's going to say, well, my OC doesn't have a job, so I got to be the breadwinner. But it's like, yeah, I agree. Why is such a fucking wage cuck? I agree. I'm with you. I'm with you. I said, fuck it. We're going to stay when we're out here. We took the time to come out, put the wear and tear on a rental car that it was being paid for by the asshole who hit you like a sign from the gods. So what if we stay in a motel and stay another day? Fuck your fucking job. But he was all, ugh. And I only got 3 hours of sleep instead of 6 because numbnuts didn't like tend to his cell phone. He let it ring and ring and ring. You know, it's 4 or 5 rings. He let it ring like 4 times, like 20 rings. It's like a fucking alarm going off. Like, you dumb fuck. It's your cell phone. Shut it off. Oh, my God. He wrecked. The next day could have been better than it was. He didn't know how to tend to his cell phone. He needs someone to tell him what to do. That might answer the question. He's my brother. I love him. But he's, Christ. Yes, I agree. You're right, Totem. No, you're right, Totem. All right, what's going on with this video? I'm going back now. You can keep talking. I'm looking at my videos here. All right, let's see. How do we... Okay. All right, I want to add an end screen to the first video. But you can't see the second video yet because I scheduled it for like 6:30. How do I add an end screen? I forgot. It's been a long time since I've done this. Editor. I'm looking around. Editor. End screen. Here we go. Apply template. Element. I think that's how we do it. Video. Okay. I'm just messing around now. How do I add a video? Hold on. How do I edit this? Oh, choose specific video. And I'm going to choose DUM 2, which you can't see yet, but hopefully it uploads. Okay. Think that worked. I don't know. Now I'm going to go to videos. Now, DUM 1 is up, but I want to wait because I don't want to upload them because this video is like 22 minutes. You'll jump ahead and you'll watch a video you can't even watch yet. So I don't want to do that. When does the fucking thing come up? Let me see if it comes up. There it is. No, not the day after DUM. What the fuck? That's not the right video. It's supposed to be DUM 2. Hold on. I fucked up somewhere. Hold on. That's why I do this. You can watch me, I'll give you my phone number if you want to call me. I don't care. But you can ask him why he's such a fucking wage cuck. Hold on. I'm like, the stream is like secondary. I'm doing like editing shit. The stream is just up for the fun of it. Hold on. Where was I? Okay. I want to go to the day after. Hold on. YouTube Studio. Content. DUM 1. Editor. End screen. This is what I want. Hold on. No. Oh, okay. I did choose DUM 2 because it's still privated. It hasn't premiered yet. It's okay. Hopefully it'll work out when it comes up. Okay. Okay. Good. Let me upload the third one. Okay. Yeah, the first 2 videos are just getting there. The third video I see his backyard and his basement. And the fourth video I see his attic and the main level of his house. So it's really 3 and 4 that are the most interesting. But I want to document this because, haven't had an outing in quite a while. Hold on. Where the hell is this? How do I upload a photo? There we go. There we go. All right, that's uploading. Good. Okay, cool. There you go. All right. Okay. Good. I think this is working. It's just time consuming. It upload all this shit, but yeah. Okay. Now where was I? I was killing time with this bullshit. How are we? Is that it? Just 3 people watching? Well, I thought you can like watch me do this. Where's my phone? Must be charging up. I don't even know where my phone is. You're there. Okay, good. All right. Anyone else want to say anything or should I just end this now? I just wanted like background bullshit while I upload videos. Excuse me. This is dying. Wonderful. Maybe I shouldn't be live while I'm doing this, but yeah, she says that, but I wasn't sure. You'll see in some of the videos. I think it's the 4th or 5th video. She sent a little message where she was nice, like a video to DUM. Oh, I'm so jealous. I wish I was there, but she didn't seem sincere. You'll see it. It'll be eventually. You'll see it eventually. All the things you didn't see, the behind the scenes stuff. You'll see it. And I was like, well, Donna's being nice, but I don't know if she's sincere. But again, there's nothing in Waynesboro. Even DUM agrees. There's no need for Donna to see the house. You know, like I said, I went there. It's his house, but he gave away everything. You'll see in the videos, and maybe you saw in the streams. Like he's got like a recliner chair, a bunch of shit on the floor. Everything's gone. No furniture. No computer. He's got a laptop and a cell phone. His computer's gone. All his furniture's gone. There's no bed, no kitchen table. There's nothing to see there. It's just basically a construction site. So what does Donna want to see exactly? You know, if DUM is watching, I should tell him. I was telling my brother what he should do. He shouldn't sell. He should rent it out. Get like a realtor to help him rent it out and like have like, you know, supplemental cash. That'll be his job. If you can rent it out for a decent price, collect the money. Even if he's got to hire a local realtor to help give him or her a cut, he can still make decent money renting it. I think he'd be better off rented. The landlord is, you know, he's the landlord. He gets his money. If something really goes wrong, he might have to fix it. But basically, the tenant is responsible for, you know, the electric bill, the water bill, cutting the grass, all that bullshit, shoveling the snow. He should rent his house is what I would recommend. But, you know, I don't know. So it's like, yeah, I should have told him. If I see him again, I'll text him. I'll say, rent the house. Don't sell it. Just rent it. There are probably people who want to rent it. If it doesn't work out, evict them and get someone else. You'll have a steady income. And get a realtor to help find clients, pay them a little fee. You know, maybe they can even handle paying the property taxes. It would probably be better to rent it off than to sell it. You know, it's not a bad house, but it's in the middle of nowhere. You know, there's no really job opportunity out there. If I was from that area, I would. My brother and I were talking about how if money were no object, my brother was like, you can take the garage and make that like a bedroom with a bathroom. Maybe add a couple bathrooms on this. Like each bedroom can have a bathroom and one upstairs. So you can have like 1, 2, 3, 4 new bathrooms. And, you know, the 2 bedrooms each have a bathroom. Still have the main bathroom for the guests and have like a bedroom bathroom in the garage. Maybe connect the breezeway. You know, if money were no object, you can just park in the driveway, widen the driveway, or park in the shed in the back. He's got a garage in the back, a garage shed. So it's not a bad place for like, I wouldn't want to raise a family there. Not a bad place for like one guy or a couple of guys or to rent out. But, you know, if we're closer, I'd consider it. But, you know, I can't live Hagerstown, Maryland. It's middle of nowhere. Well, Dan J., I'm assuming you're, what's his name? Dev Pike? Danny. Why do you have a different alias? Why don't you just call yourself Dev Pike? Why are you Danny? You can call in a little bit. Right now I'm uploading videos, but yeah, I could, wait, 5. Isn't it like 10:30, 10:40 in the morning? And today is what, Monday? Don't you have to go to work? Or did you get fired? Shouldn't you be at work? You got to go to work soon, the pub. I'll let you call in a bit. Right now, I'm uploading videos. And number 3 is still uploading. Dan J. Is that his middle initial or his last name? Coffee Cup Girl. What was her name again? I have her name somewhere in these videos. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll put a link in a little bit. Hold on. Right now I'm uploading videos. All right. So 1 has uploaded. 2 should premiere at 6 o'clock. I think that's when it's scheduled for. 6. Number 3 is still, it's like, so far I have 5 parts. It'll probably be 8 or 9 parts by the time I'm done. You don't have to watch if you don't want to, but I want to share all this stuff with everybody because, it was, a nice outing. A nice outing. All right, tell you what, when video 3 uploads, I'll then start uploading 4, and then I can invite people on. So give me a few minutes. But yeah, I'm just sort of, the stream is a background thing. I'm really just doing like uploading right now. I was doing editing. My brother and I did post-production, and now we're just doing like, I'm just doing the actual release. There we go. All right, let's see what I was. Actually, I'm going to move up the second part to 5:45 because I want to see if the link or whatever you call it, the end screen of 1 links to video 2. We'll find out here. But it was a pleasant day. Cold and chilly and rainy in Jersey, but we hit the highway and it cleared up and it was a nice warm day, sun shining. It was nice. So I can't complain. I cannot complain. And in fact, 2 is uploaded. Can I watch it now myself?
Okay, so some more history.
Yeah, it looks good.
I've seen that done. I'm sketching suspicious. You don't seem to know how to work it. Fucking asshole.
Let me do what I want to do and just be content with it.
So yeah, there's actually this residential section. There are quite a number of houses on this road. So just try to get like around. So we got a couple houses there. There's actually more houses here than I realized.
Yeah.
I know you can look it up on Google Maps, but still, for some reason, I thought it got. Hey.
I think the videos came together nicely. I'm impressed. And the natural sunlight, nice, late spring, June sunlight, June bloom. Came out nicely.
Yo!
Okay, but hold on. Let's give this a minute, see if it uploads. Okay. I'm messing around. What's going on elsewhere? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, give me a minute. When 3 uploads, I'll start doing 4 and I can bring people on. Yes, it's the golden hour. You're right, Totem. How are you, Totem? You gonna go to work? It's almost what, like 11 o'clock, late afternoon in Norway? Are you working from home today or what's going on? It's Monday. Shouldn't you be in the office? Making that Norwegian krona or whatever the fuck they use. You should be making that Norwegian dollar. Yeah. Let's go through. Hold on. I'm uploading videos right now. Stream is like secondary. Click resume. Okay. Shit. There we go. I interrupted the upload, but it's coming together nicely. Where were we? Oh, you're on your phone or you at work or what's going on? Elaborate. I'll post a link in a minute. Right now, I get video 3 up and then start doing 4. And then we can talk about, whatever's going on. By the way, what'd you think of me meeting DUM? You said you liked when I put the sunglasses on or when DUM put his head on my shoulder and I grabbed him. That happened at the same time. We'll have to make that like a little short or something. There we go. Almost done. 93%. Yeah, I want to get at least the first 4 videos up. I think I have 5 done. I think it's going to be 8 or 9 in total when I get done. You can watch it at your own leisure. Golden shower. Danny, what are you talking about? Danny, why are you being so slimy, Danny? Danny, come on. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Oh, behave. Where was I? Let's see. Video. Hold on, give me a sec. If I go to the end of 1, does it link to 2? Is my question. Because I haven't done this in a long time. I haven't uploaded a video in like 2 months with my shrink. So I'm not sure. How do you link one video to the next?
Okay. That and mini golf. You can zoom in with the camera. We got fun center, mini golf, go-karts, arcade, laser tag, indoor outdoor bet.
Good. Okay.
Okay, so some more history. This is the West Branch.
Good. I think 1 and 2 came out okay. 3 and 4 are more interesting.
Someone lives on her. I guess we're just excited. We don't know how we're going to do this. Let's figure this out. All right. Well, should we park on this side? Yes, we're the first to actually see DUM. See, there's the Avalon development. Yeah. We're the first to actually see DUM in his native environment. I could pull over here now. Pull into the driveway. Huh. Well, he sold his car, so he's not going to get a vehicle. Oh, there he is. Shh, okay, relax. How do we shut this off? Just push the button. Yo!
Yeah, that's over here. Okay. Think it's coming along slowly but surely. There we go. Let me just wait for 3 to finish and I'll put 4 up and then we can take calls. Yeah, you'll see it. Video 2 ends with a bam. Video 3 begins with a bam. You can see 2 now. Go to 2, scroll to the end, and I kind of overlap. Video 3 will begin with a bam, and I yelled, yo! So yes, don't worry. The honking of horns will be there for you. Don't you worry. How do I do this? Editor. End screen. Fly template. No. That's the one. Number 3. I think this works. Let's go to your channel. There we go. Okay. Very good. I'm slow. You got to bear with me. Hold on. Where's this? Did 3 go through? 3 is still checking. Once 3 is up, okay, let me do 4 and then I can take calls. Hold on. All right. Why is it? This makes no sense. It's listing 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, which makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. This is not done yet. I haven't done this in a long time. 1, 2, okay, 3. There we go. All right, I'll schedule 3 for 7 in the morning. Publish. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. Okay. There we go. Let me start uploading 4. Where's 4? I'm playing game. Let's see. No. Yeah, 3 and 4 are the house tours. You'll enjoy them. There we go. There we go. I think that worked. Okay, good. Now, while that's doing its thing, YouTube, this is a process. You guys are here, I'm not really paying attention. I didn't wear a seatbelt twice. I'm going to upload the video of that next. First time I was driving, the guy was showing me shit. I forgot we were going from one house to another. Forgot to be seatbelt on. Got a call from the dispatcher. Oh, hi. You got to wear a seatbelt. I said, okay, look, it's my first day. I'm new. Am I penalized extra or did you guys give me a pass? My first day. I don't know, but you got to wear a seatbelt. Fine. Later on, like an hour or so later, me and the trainer switched seats. I was driving. He then went to drive. I went in the passenger seat. Once again, we're going around like the next house is right there. I forgot to put the seatbelt on. And apparently what I didn't know, a lot of these people, a lot of these drivers, they don't wear seatbelts, but they buckle them in. Because if you don't buckle them, the van will know. And when you're jumping in and out of vans, they know you're not wearing a seatbelt. And I think on the, on day 2, they were more, not day 2, day 3. First 2 days, you did training at the warehouse with Amazon. Day 3 was training with the company, and I think they were watching me like a hawk. So I put in the video. You can see it all. I recorded it. I'll share that next. But that's why I got fired. It wasn't anything. Even my shrink agreed. He goes, my shrink's like, you can be an asshole at times, but this is like kind of overkill. Because I played him the tapes. He's like, yeah, you didn't do anything. They just fired you for a seatbelt. That's kind of crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I asked him. But yeah. Okay. Now, where was I? Okay. Is this uploading? Good. This should come. Okay. Good. When you get to the end of this video, what does it show you? The end of 2, because 3 is not public yet.
The first actually, Well, he sold his car.
Oh, it just goes back to 1.
I How do we shut this off? Just push the button. Yo!
Okay, it's coming out nicely. Good. All right, where was I? Okay. And did someone want to come on? Well, that too. I bet Chad, you don't wear your seatbelt, but that's okay. You don't have to. Me, you don't wear a seatbelt, you're fired. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. No, I agree. You're absolutely, I agree. Totem, I can't remember you and me agreeing so much. Everything you've said this whole stream is like 1,000% correct. Well, you want to come on? Hold on. Give me a minute. They probably, yeah. No, I agree. Chad, they probably turn a blind eye for. But me, no, they don't like my face. Any excuse to get rid of me. But it's almost like, why'd you hire me in the first place then? Why'd you jerk me around? You fucking. That's the next video I upload, but okay. That was coming out nicely. Hold on. YouTube. Looks good. Excuse me. Oh, where was I? Well, I looked something online. Apparently, the company, people who work there said on Reddit, these two logistics companies are shit. One of them was the one I went for. So I'm like, so I'm gonna try again. There's another logistics company. They actually deliver very local to my house, and I got the guy's number, and they said, yeah, we're gonna be hiring in a few weeks for Prime. So I called them today, left a message. They never got back to me. So I'll see if another company wants to hire me because I did the training. You don't have to do training. The 2 days of Amazon training, you don't have to do it again if it's within 3 months. So I'm gonna see if someone else will hire me because Christ. But now I know. Make sure your seatbelt's buckled up. Twice they Christ. I'll share the video. All these videos came out nicely. Hold on.
It's okay. Hold on. Got a bunch of cars coming that way.
Yeah, it's coming out nicely.
Anyway, this is Scott Road and Walk.
You can see the environs of Waynesboro and Zillinger. It was nice. I told you, Starlings, I'd do it. No one believed me. You thought I was just like leading them on. Even that bitch Donna was like, oh, I didn't think they'd really go. Idiots. Idiots.
Let's see, we got houses over here.
Oh.
I remember James got a ticket for. Like we got to the town faster going east.
Yeah,
Feels like it's going. Oh my God. Yes. 1.5-story structure blocking my eyes. But yeah.
Is back pain killed?
Christ. There we go. Yes, you and Cassandra, apparently. Everyone else thought I was full of shit, including DUM and Donda. Pieces of shit they were. When I say I'm going to do it, I said, we got to wait for a rental car. If I feel like coming out, I will. We got the rental car. I said, fuck it. I've been fired. Let's go out. You're off today, Brother Click. Let's take the car and go out there. Fuck it. It's nice sunny day. No, in this case, my shrink says he does agree. He's like, yeah, usually you're an asshole, but this time it's not your fault. This is ridiculous. He was like, this is overkill. What a bunch of bullshit. Even he agreed. You know, if I didn't play the tape for him, he'd be like, because I think he's afraid. He's in his 70s. He doesn't like saying, oh, you know, you're a spurg. He likes saying, oh, I can probably help you. That's what therapy's for, right? Oh, maybe it's you. When I play him the tape, and he's got the girl going, you're fired. You didn't put the seatbelt on twice in 1 hour. And she contradicts herself. Gee, this is ridiculous. I've never had these problems. So I think he's starting to realize I'm not an asshole. I'm treated like shit by people. He's starting to get it only because I record these things. You know, I get like real-time shit to play for him. Good. This is coming along nicely. Okay. And number 4 is uploading. Great. Okay. I don't go to sports games, but if I did, I'd like sit in the back, sip a beer, mind my own business. If he really said that, he can tell me himself. Encourage him, Frog. Encourage him to come visit me, and he can tell me that himself. I'm not even sure, Totem. I told him I'm amazed. For the first time ever, you and I have seen eye to eye more than normal. I'm agreeing with like 95% of what you're saying here. What's that even mean? Okay. Whether Bash said that or not, I don't know. But what are we even talking about? Totem, I'm amazed how on the ball you are. I've never agreed with you so much, Totem. Pay the money, and I'll fly to Norway and come visit you for a couple days. Give me the money, and I'll do it. Then I'll pay for you to come to see me after I've seen you. I want to see you in your native environment first. But you won't even come on, man. You won't even show your face. But I've been agreeing with you a lot this stream. Yeah. What the fuck does this even mean? I don't know. Okay, DUM 4 is 70. Yeah, I did 5 videos. I probably got 3 more to do. 1, 2 are up. 3 will premiere and it was at 6:30, and then I'll get the 4th one up. So you can watch them, digest those, and I'll upload some more. Okay. I was playing around with this. I thought Danny wanted to come on. Where'd Danny go? Well, Totem and Master Bobo won't come on. Does Danny want to come on, or should I just, Well, I'm a Spurg. A lot of my arguments aren't meant to be. See, intention is key. Intention. My goal isn't to be an asshole. My goal is to get to the truth. It's just that a lot of normies, to them, that's just, you're being an asshole because you make me think for myself. That's what I deal with. A lot of, there's a difference between I'm going to be an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. You suck, moron. There's those people. And there's, I think you're wrong because of this. How dare you argue with me? You're an asshole because you disagree with me. You made me have to think. So there's a difference between being a jerk for the sake of being a jerk to piss someone off, getting a rise out of them, versus, oh, hey, man, I like you. We're buddies, but I think you're wrong about this. How dare you? Some people are sensitive. They interpret valid criticism, well-meaning, good-natured criticism as, how dare you make me think? You must be an asshole. But he can explain it if that's true. See, I don't just take people's words for things. They would have to explain it to me. So tell him to come on, and he can tell me because I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, wow. You spell behavior with a U. I think you're, what's his name? First, I thought you were King Froglet. Now I think you're the other DBF guy. Run and gun. I think you're Run and Gun. Using British, if not, you're some other DBF person, and if not, you might as go watch DBF because you seem like a DBF. I don't hate Destroyed by Foids. He and I just had, we don't. He wasn't the friendliest, so we parted ways. But I got a bunch of his cronies who just don't seem to want to go away. I don't know if you know him or not, but you're like in line with them. You seem like Run and Gun or one of them. I don't know if you're him or not, but you sound like one of those Destroyed by Foids cronies. But it was nice to meet DUM. Meeting DUM, just to say I did it, was very, very nice. It was enjoyable. I think some of you starlings enjoyed it. Maybe I should private 2 and 3. Let you digest 1. I don't know. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let's do that. Let's make 2 and 3 private for now. I can always, I'll upload them first and make them public. Okay. Don't worry, you'll see them, but you got to go chronologically.
There we go. It's been just steady.
There we go. Let's do that. Well, then invite him to come on, and he can tell me himself. I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying I'd rather hear it from the source himself, not secondhand. I'm not a big fan of secondhand. Thanks for the info, but I like to talk to the primary source. So you can have Mr. Primary come on and tell me himself. But okay, so number 4 is up. I'll do 5. Okay, good. No, I'm not really a starling. They can come to me and tell me how they feel. So you can invite him to come tell me how he feels. Go ahead. Good. All right, cool. I'm open to criticism. I just, I like to hear from the primary source, not like second, third hand. I'm just secondhand news. Yeah. Oh, wow. Hey, what's Dev Pike? That video from Jack Tisson sounds interesting. An honest analysis of the causes of subhumanity. It's been removed. Tell Tisson to put it back up. That sounds interesting. I went to Tisson's live stream one night, and he was simping for some chick. I wasn't impressed with him, but I'm not denying anything. You may or may not be telling the truth. I'm open to anything, but I'm not going to go searching this nonsense. If Bash wants to criticize me, that's cool. He can come here and criticize me. I'm not opposed to criticism, but I'm not going to go looking up bullshit. He can always come and tell me. He said, listen, man, I saw you on DUM. I thought you were arguing with him for the sake of arguing. That's fine. He's entitled to his opinion. We can talk about it, but I'm not going to go. I just don't care. He can come here and tell me how he feels. I welcome criticism, but I'm not going to go out looking for it. You can come here. I don't care. I'm not denying it. You might be telling the truth. It just, I can't be bothered. Who cares? If it means something to him, he can come here and tell me himself. Maybe it means more to you than it does to him. You want to share it with me, but maybe he's like, it's just my opinion, but I don't give a shit. If he's that passionate about it, he can share with me. If not, who cares? I'm not passionate about it. I'm not denying. It's just, who cares? As far as Jack Tisson, that's Dev Pike, Danny's hero. Yeah, go ahead, mention it to him. I don't care. You might be telling the truth, and I'm not upset. I don't feel like looking up and watching the stream and sitting through a stream. If he wants to criticize, he can come on and criticize me himself. I don't care. All right. Number 4 is uploading. Good. I may get off soon. I'm just trying to get these videos up. Okay, the fourth one's almost done. I'll put the fifth one up. Maybe I should go edit this. I was going to do it like while streaming, but this is kind of annoying. 4, it says almost done. Almost done. I'm just doing like 2 things at once, 2, 3 things at once. Is this almost done? Yeah, 4 is almost done. I can do 5. I still got to edit together 6, 7, maybe 8. But I'm just trying to get these up, and I thought I would do this in the background. Okay. My leg itches, like my lower calf. I'm gonna get a mosquito bite. All right. All right, is Danny coming on or what's going on? He wants to come on and talk about Coffee Shop Girl. If he's want to come on, I'll just end this because I want to go back to editing videos. It's getting kind of boring. I wanted to ask him his opinion of the whole me and DUM meetup. How do I go back? Is this done yet? Give me a minute. Okay. So if I set, okay, good. I got first video. The next video I'll make public at, I don't know. Wait, what day is it today? The 16th? No, it's going to be 3 p.m. Good, that's scheduled. Now, if I go to the second video, go to editor, go to end screen, DUM 3, okay, good. Go to DUM 3, go to editor, end screen, hold on. Apply template, that template's good. Select video, no, I want to do number 4. There we go. Okay. Think this works. Okay, good. Studio. I think I got this right. Cool. Oh, wait. 2 should be scheduled. $6:16. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. So okay, good. Now, how do I upload one more? Create. Upload. Okay, good. Hold on, give me a minute. What is this? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that you? Okay, come back on. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? That was some like thing you shared. Hold on. How do I upload number 5? There we go. Okay, 5 is uploading. Good. Where were we? Yes. Hello. How are you? Hello.
You just kicked me. Why?
I saw like 2 or 3 things pop up. What was going on? Okay. So this is the Danny Dev Pike. Okay, what's up, Dev? You want to tell me about what the coffee house girl? What's going on?
I want your analysis of DUM first. What did you think? I thought he was acting pretty standoffish.
Yeah, I think at first he was. I think once he got some food in him and he warmed up to us, yeah, he was kind of standoffish at first. I agree.
I mean, the end was awkward as fuck. If I'm being honest with you.
The first day or the second day? What do you mean by the end?
And also, did you stay around his house or did you stay at a hotel?
Hotel down the road. But wait, what do you mean the end? The end of the first day that night, or you mean the next day?
No, the end, as in the end of the whole thing. The end means when you're leaving.
Well, why didn't you wait till I upload my videos and you can like add more analysis? It might be even more awkward or less. Wait for my videos to upload.
Really? There's even more? Before what? Just as you leave, he told you to fuck off, right?
No, there were videos recorded between streams, which I'm going to share with everybody.
Okay, but anyway, I just thought. Also, when he made a coffee, he didn't offer you a coffee. He just said, "I'm making a coffee."
He only had one mug.
Okay.
He only had one mug.
That's true. No, that's all
fine.
true. But you didn't share the coffee. You didn't try and get another mug. There was no. Also, you were drinking outside with your iced tea. You had 3 mugs then, but now before you didn't. Okay, but you're in the same house, bro.
We had my brother and I brought a couple cups with us for the drive. Those are our iced tea cups. I didn't want to mix coffee with iced tea, so those are my brother and mine. Those are our iced tea cups we brought from home. I didn't really want coffee
Iced
anyway.
tea cup doesn't mean anything. You can put anything in a cup.
Right, but I didn't want to mix. I didn't want to mix. I was drinking tea in it. I want to put coffee in a teacup. Plus, I didn't care about coffee.
Wash it out.
With my iced tea. What?
You can wash the fucking cup out.
Yeah, you can, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't want coffee, but
Okay, right.
Maybe he was being standoffish, but it didn't register because I really didn't want coffee. You'll see the video when we met his neighbors across the street. They were nice people, but it was like, Christ, end this already. And DUM didn't know how to end it. I had to rescue my brother and DUM from the neighbors who wanted to talk and talk and talk. You'll see it. That's the 5th video, so you can watch that if you want.
Well, that means that DUM is a confirmed normie because.
I've always said that DUM and
Neighbors
they're failed. Yes, they are failed. They're not spurgs. They're failed normies. I mean, DUM has his problems. He has those freakouts or whatever you call them, those panic attacks. I'm not saying they're normal, but they're not spurgs. They're clearly just failed normies. Yes.
Also,
they're ultimately normal people who have some defect, which prevent them from getting women.
It's also very normie to do this sort of standoffish, I'm the alpha bro move. This is
maybe. I was always taught when you have guests over, the normie thing is to be polite and gracious to your guests.
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
So I think he was doing the whole normie sizing you up. Let's go, kind of. That's no. In fact, I don't care what he says. That's what it is because he wasn't.
Possibly. I mean, yeah.
He wasn't saying very much. He wasn't laughing at your jokes. You were literally on his lap, bro. You were sitting on his lap. I mean, you were very outgoing. I liked the way you were. You were very you were trying to make things happen, and he wasn't. That's the reality.
I was trying to get some action, but he wasn't taken. He's not on the first date, I guess.
No, but he was. You were trying to be not jester maxed. Okay, but
I was trying to be a buddy. I was trying to be buddy. We've known each other online. But
there's 2 people at the party, right? You can't do it alone. There needs to be something from the. It's a bit like a relationship.
Yes.
If you love bomb someone and then they're giving you nothing back, as you'll see in a minute from the coffee girl, there's nothing there. It's dead.
I suppose. I mean, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he wasn't.
No, this is the problem.
Maybe, I'm trying to be fair. Maybe he wasn't.
But when you fully black.
Here's why I'm trying to be fair. You might be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to be open-minded because I don't know the last time. Has he ever had a guest there? He's gone to Australia to see Donna. Has he ever had a visitor? So I was trying to say maybe he's never hosted anybody. Maybe this is his first time hosting a guest. So I was trying to be polite-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People know how to be a co-host and they know how to be a twat.
Okay.
When you know human nature, you know every move is a contrived move. There's no move by accident. Also, there's no move in sequence by accident. There might be one move where he forgets the rituals, but you can't do a sequence again and again and again because it's just a pattern of behavior, which is now a contrived pattern.
Well,
so you can forgive one.
Listen, I'm not knocking you. You might be right. I like what you're saying, but I think you should watch the videos I upload, and maybe they'll actually confirm your theory more. You can say, now I'm 1,000% convinced. Great. At least watch some more, because I think you got the limited, at least see everything.
No, I've watched the start of the restaurant, and I've watched the ending.
Okay.
So I've watched the full scope of the evolution of how you were with when you were more comfortable, and at the end was awkward as fuck. So there was no evolution.
The day after when we went to breakfast, or what are you talking about?
When you were leaving, I've already said when you were leaving for the final.
Morning, when I said, okay, how do we get to Gettysburg? Yeah, it was a little, yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so that's my 2 pieces on it, and also it's very funny that he's lying about his height, because if you are genuinely 5'9", there's no way on God's earth this guy is 6'1". It's ridiculous.
I mean, unless the one thing I did say, because of all the, it's possible.
Are you in lifts?
No. I'm 5'9". I don't lie about my height. In fact, I'm 5'9" and a quarter. Whoop-de-doo. I don't care. Now, I think he might have a slight hunch. My brother and I noticed, like, looking at his back, he might have lost an inch or 2 from being hunched, because I think he hasn't slept in a proper bed for 2 or 3 weeks. He's been doing, he gets up and just works. So he might be developing a bit of a hunch, which is lessening him a couple inches. because he did look kind of hunched before he left. It's one of my videos. I said, "DUM, you are kind of hunched over. It might be because of all the work and sleeping on the floor."
But this is another normie thing to lie about your height, to overstate.
Yes. Yes, he was like,
normie bingo here.
Yeah, he's seen the video. He goes, "You measured me wrong." I'm like, "Well, I took the tape measure. You can see it all in the video." Yeah.
I don't really care how much he measures you. You're 5'9". That's the measurement. You're nearly
right. I measured him. I measured him. He's like 6'11", maybe 6'11 and a quarter. He's under 6 feet, but he didn't like me telling him that. So yes, that's true. But I always knew DUM was a normie. I liked the guy, but I never thought he was a spurg. I always knew he was a failed normie. Like his buddy in Australia.
I just don't like the lying, the constant angles, the constant competition to one up. Okay, why? I can see how tall you are. Okay, now what?
Yeah, I mean, he might have shrunk. He might be hunched, but he was so adamant about I'm over 6 feet tall. I'm like, dude, you're tall. He's taller than me by a couple inches, but he's not the juggernaut he claims to be. He's like 5'11". I'm 5'9". In fact, I told you the story. I went to get measured I went to a doctor, regular physical. Nurse said to me, "You're not 5'9". I said, "Okay." I thought I shrank. She goes, "You're 5'9 and a quarter." What do you fucking do? Right. I don't care. 5'9". So 5'9 and a quarter. So I'm honest about my height. You saw DUM. My brother's 5'4". You're not 5'4". You must be 5'6" or 5'7" because I'm 6 foot. And you're not that. I think DUM does lie about his height. Yes. And I'm not even trying to make fun of him. I expected him to be like this monster I'd be looking up to. He was like, we were eye to eye. So that's my only criticism. He wasn't as tall.
Also, there's a further problem from this as well, because if DUM's lying about his height, then
I'm sorry. 5'11", 5'11", 5'11". I misspoke. 5'11", under 6. But okay.
No, but, there's a further problem because I'm not an idiot. I can connect the dots. If DUM's lying about his height, I've seen DUM compared to Todd. Then Todd is definitely lying about his height because Todd and DUM.
No, stop. See, I've never met Todd. DUM does say that Todd is taller than him. So DUM is a few inches taller than me. So I believe Todd is above 6 foot. He might not be 6'4", but he's definitely 6 foot something. I believe Todd broke the 6 foot mark. That I believe.
That's my whole point. He's not 6'4". He's lying about his height. He's definitely above.
I got to meet him next. Get a tape measure. Okay, if I got to do that, I'll do that. But I'll wait till I get knee bucks. But okay.
Yeah, I just don't like this constant. I don't understand this constant need to lie
well, I think it's not just lie. I mean, they're lying, but I think there's self-delusion. Maybe DUM was a few inches taller. And he shrank. He got hunched. He still wants to hold on to the taller height. Maybe because he even said, one time they told me I was 6'4", then the next time they told me I was 6'1". Even the nurses aren't the best, the most accurate. So I think he just likes to hold on. Like the taller, he'll believe it. The shorter, he thinks it's a mismeasurement. Yes, there's definitely that aspect. Yes.
No, I called in to call out bullshit, and they're lying. That's what I just. Do you know the pattern? The lying about the height. The lying about.
You can see the pictures. I'm going to upload a picture of me standing next to him. You can tell me what you think. I mean.
Anyway. I've got a bombshell with the coffee incident, right?
Okay, and I want to hear it, but I also want to take a piss and get a beer. Pass water and get a beer. So you want to wait? Hang on 30 seconds or so. Okay, so I think it go around twice. That was what, about a minute or so. I put the 30, but okay. All right. So now the girl at the give me a sec. What's her name? I know her name. It's Rhiannon. Okay, you're talking about Rhiannon, who reminds me of the actress. What's her name? Emily Van Camp. Okay, what happened with the girl at the pub? Coffee girl, barista.
I think what you said is, what you said has transpired. So, I'm man enough to admit the folly of my ways. I'm always learning, right? So,
Well, first, okay, well, what happened? Give us some more.
The delusion I had was real and embarrassing. Right. So I'll just take. Anyway, so this
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm American too, and I'm honest. I'm 5'9.25". I dropped the quarter, so no, don't stereotype all of us. Okay. All right. So the girl, what happened? You were deluded about her. What happened?
What did you say?
I was talking to Totem, who says Americans always exaggerate. Well, I'm an American. I don't exaggerate. But anyway, okay. You're talking about the girl, Rhiannon, at the pub, the barista, the coffee girl. What happened?
Did you say I was deluded? Do you think I'm deluded?
The Totem was saying that Americans, meaning dumb, exaggerates. I'm an American too. Deluded, I don't know. I think you were begging Xenesis for advice. Do you think she likes me because she put a heart? Okay, so what happened? We need more information. What happened? Go ahead.
Yes. So basically, this is what happened. I went full spurg. So I basically was joined the.
I'm sorry. I got a knowledge penny pounder. You're right. My hair puffing up probably adds a quarter. Okay, but go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, the hair counts. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I joined the WhatsApp group.
Maybe Dumb was 6'1" when he had like a full head of hair. After he lost his coif, yeah, maybe he lost. Yeah, right. Maybe my quarter is my hair puffing up, and Dumb was taller when he had hair. Okay, but we're getting detracted. Okay, so what happened with the barista girl?
Yeah, I joined the WhatsApp group, right?
Well, we know each other on what do you call it? Discord. You should give me your number. I'll give you mine, and we can talk on WhatsApp too.
What's the difference? What? Do you actually use WhatsApp then?
Yeah, I don't have the Discord app on my phone. I always log in to the what do you call it? The browser on my PC. But I do have the WhatsApp on my phone. So if you contact me on WhatsApp, I'll get it on my phone. Discord I just do on the computer. But okay, go ahead.
Okay, well I'll do that. But
we can talk later. But okay. So what happened? What happened with the girl?
Yeah, the point is that I joined the group WhatsApp, and then you get access to everyone's number, right?
Well, if you have them in your phone, and they're also members,
Yeah,
like let's say
what happened. Yeah,
right. Let's say you and your mom, have each other's phone numbers, but your mom doesn't have the app. You won't see her. Now, you and I both have the app, but you don't have my number. You won't see me. They have to be in your contact list, and they have to have the app. So if they have both. Yeah. If they're in your list and you both have the app, then you can see each other's numbers. Okay, continue.
That's the point. The group, when you join the group, you have access to all the members. So she was. So anyway, as you know, I had quite a lengthy discussion with her about the films because she's interested in lawyers. She's a lawyer. Right? She wants to be a lawyer, so she's interested in films. So I said we talked extensively about about her future and all this kind of thing, and about the law. And I went on to the law films that I know and all this kind of stuff. And then she said, "I don't remember them or something. You'll have to write them down for me." So I used that as an in on the WhatsApp thing. I said, "But I'll just tell you the message."
Okay. What's the message? I want to hear it.
I said, it's Danny from blank blank. Sorry I didn't get the chance to talk to you about your dissertation. And then I congratulated her about the result.
Okay.
You did really well, 2-1 or something. I told you before I'd give you some of the lawyer films I mentioned before. Yeah. Then I said The Devil's Advocate, The Rainmaker, good films. The Scent of a Woman, seen that film?
I have not. No, good film.
Primal Fear, another good film. Anyway, and then I said, you need one of those cocktails you serve at the bar to celebrate your dissertation result. Yeah?
Okay.
Now guess what I got back from that?
What'd you get back?
Guess how? Okay, guess how many lines it was.
One or two.
2 lines.
Okay.
So it's the bullets of death, right? The shotgun answer from death. 2 lines, 2 bullets in your body. Yeah, bang. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just thank you, Danny. A cocktail is definitely in order. That's it. That's all I got. So
Okay.
all of that,
Well, how long ago was this?
it's
Recently?
dead. It's over.
What? No, but how long ago was this message?
2 days ago.
Have you seen her since?
No.
Well, maybe you should wait. I'm not trying to be all blue pilly, but maybe you should wait till you see her again. Maybe she was just busy at that time. See how it goes. Give it like a week or two. I mean, I think it's over too, but I'm trying to put a positive spin. Well,
No. This is the point with me. I don't want a positive spin. I want the reality. I want it straight.
Yeah, I mean, if she was really into you, no matter what she was doing, she would have said more. Or even if she really was busy, a few hours later, she would have gotten back to you. If it's been 2 days, that's a bit of a. But then again, you didn't see her since, so I don't know. But did you talk about this with to Zenesis, or you still talk to Zenesis?
Yeah, Zenith said it's over. It's too low.
Well,
he's
he's
too
the
low
Chad.
interest.
He's the Chad Preet. You probably know better than us, so I'm going with him. But yeah, I mean, I'm
just congratulating you. You got it bang on, even though you were even though you had secondhand information, you still predicted it.
Right, but here's
You're
the
a
thing.
sage.
No. I mean, I'm not
You are
a
a
Chad.
sage.
Well, Chad Preet could have told. I mean, I'm just some guy. Maybe it's my age. I'm my 40s. I mean, I'm nobody. What does Chad Preet think? That it's over too? I mean, you know.
No, I told you. Yeah, he said that the interest is so low, it's over. It has to be over. There's nothing. It's
Well,
over.
I think the problem, the tell is that, and maybe I didn't know this when I was younger. When someone is desperate, and you were kind of desperate, you were asking Zenesis, "Do you think she likes me? What's this mean?" If a man is more desperate to understand, it's probably not going to happen. A woman will make it very obvious, is what I.
Okay, yeah.
Totem says that everyone predicted this, not just me or Zenesis. Totem.
Yeah, but wait there. Totem predicts everything, but gets everything wrong. So I'm not interested in what he says.
Oh, okay.
Totem is like one of those Wall Street predictors who predicts every crash, but gets it wrong every time. Not interested. 0 value. So anyway, what do you think? What do you read about the situation? What's my LMS now? What's my looks level now? If she's acting like that.
I got to ask you.
No.
I mean, you were asking Zenesis about what does the heart and the coffee mean. I didn't think it meant anything, but you thought there was something there. So I mean,
Yeah, but also, Zenesis said there was value in the fact that she talked to me for it was an hour long. It was a long talk at the job.
All right.
What do you think about this? Is my theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if I'm wrong about my theory.
All right.
She talked to me for a long time, making eye contact, all these micro, right, and smiling, all this stuff. And then the coffee hearts, which is whatever you say, you don't give someone a coffee heart again.
Now, wait. If she made everybody coffee and she only put a symbol in yours, there might be something to it. But if she's putting symbols in multiple people's, at that point, it doesn't matter if it's a heart or a smiley face or whatever, or a check mark. It doesn't matter. If she's known to put symbols in people's coffee, there's nothing special. If you're getting a heart or whatever, and you're the only one, no one else gets anything at all, there might be something. But you told me she was putting things in everybody's coffee. Maybe not a heart. You were hung up on the heart, but she would put little things in everybody's coffee. So it's not like you were special.
That's true, but I never got another. Okay, but I never got another symbol other than a heart.
Well, she probably realized, oh crap, he's probably reading too much into my heart. I just do that to everybody. I give everybody something. He's reading too much into it. I better stop with the symbols. She probably realized, she got wise to the fact that you were interested, and probably realized, oh crap, I better stop sending him messages that he'll misinterpret. I mean, that's what I'm guessing.
What do you mean? She kept on doing the heart thing over and over again.
You just told me she stopped giving you the heart.
No, she did. I said she didn't stop giving me the heart. It was over and over
what about
again.
everybody else? Did she give everybody else little symbols, or are you the only one who got anything?
That's true. They got symbols, but not the same heart over and over again.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
If only you got a symbol special.
Yeah. Okay. I get it now.
If everybody gets a symbol, it doesn't matter what the symbol is. Okay.
Okay. Well, this is part of my retardation. But anyway, so obviously I'm retarded because I've been blown up by this bitch.
No, you sound like a typical blue-pilled cuck, maybe even a red-pilled cuck. But okay.
Yeah, moron. But anyway, so no, wait there. I'm asking you a question, bro.
Okay, go ahead. What?
Right, this is my theory. All these signs are kind of a lead on. I think she was trying to set me up. Because
set you up for what? For embarrassment, or set you up for what?
Yeah, for me to like ask her out in public in front of, I don't know, the whole bar and then get shot down. That's my theory. Right or wrong? The steps, the heart.
On a side note, I've had waitresses at diners put little hearts and smiley faces on my bill or my check because they want a nice tip. I never read into it, never thought the waitress had a crush on me. I've gotten girls will do that. If a guy did it, it would be weird. I've never had a waiter do it, but waitresses will occasionally give you a heart or a smiley face or a little love just to try to, like, you know, butter you up for a tip. So I don't read into it either. So I'm amazed how much I'm agreeing with Totem this stream, but okay, go ahead.
What do you think? That it's a setup. That it's a lampoon.
No, I think she was just being nice. I think it was her way of saying,
Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure. I need to know more about her. It could just be, okay, let me put little, you know, I'll give him a heart because it's generic. I'll give, this guy a check mark because he's into accounting or whatever. I'll give this one a smiley face because they're always smiling. I'll give this one, a big sunshine because they're always, going to the beach to sunbathe. It might be she was giving people unique symbols based upon, just to be, it might not have been anything more to it than I like to be an artist. I'm artistic. I like to put some artsy, design. You got a heart because it's fairly generic. The guy who likes to go to the beach got the sunshine. The guy who likes to go to Hyde Park got the lake and the pond or whatever. The guy who likes to go to Balmoral Castle got a cat. I'm just maybe she was like giving everyone little symbols based on their personality. I don't know.
This is true, but what I'm saying is more about the wider context. No, don't focus on the heart. It's the totality, the talking.
Yeah, but hold on. Didn't everybody get a symbol? Whatever it was. You're telling me not to focus on the heart. You were obsessed with the heart. I'm telling you, don't worry about the heart. She was giving everybody a symbol. Didn't everybody in totality get a symbol? So what makes you special if everybody's getting some kind of symbol, regardless of what it is? I don't understand.
Yeah, you said regardless of what it is, which misses the whole point.
How does miss the point? You just told me don't worry about the heart. So what am I missing? Okay. Don't
worry about the coffee. It's all about it's about the totality of the interactions. It's the being overly friendly. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
My bar manager doesn't even say hello to me when I come in.
This is the guy.
Right? Let's contrast.
Is this the bar guy? He's the guy you carried a bunch of crap up the hill or something like that, and he didn't say thank you. He's the boss, so he can be a jerk. He's like, "This is my pub. I'm the boss man," or whatever. He's the one in charge. I mean, doesn't he have the that arrogance to say, "I can"?
This is all true,
right?
This isn't the person.
He can treat you differently than a coworker in theory. But okay.
Yeah, this is the woman. There's also coworkers that don't say hello either. There's this land whale that she doesn't acknowledge my existence. So there are women that don't even do it, right? But this woman is smiling, high, positive, and then you've got the coffee hearts, which you've said is shit, but okay, but that's another sign. If a small sign, whatever. And then you've got the talking for an hour, and then you've got outside the bar, she's smiling and saying hello when she doesn't need. No one's around. She doesn't need to do it. There's no social etiquette. She's just there. What I'm saying is that how is this not a setup to lead me on?
Well, maybe she likes you. Maybe she's leading you on, or maybe she's just a nice person who's like, quote unquote, flirty nice with everybody. I mean, you have to see how she acts with other people. If she's really nice to you and a bitch with everyone else, that means she either likes you or she's setting you up for a fall. But who knows? Maybe she's one of these people who's nice with most people, and she's treating you the way she treats everybody. I mean, I don't know how she treats your other coworkers, so I can't speak on that.
Okay, but I'm just
Well, how did you notice her interacting with others? How did she seem to interact with the other people who work there?
No, she's got the boss girl thing where she tries to take control of, and she kind of bosses other women around. So she wants to be very dominant.
Okay, but how is she with the men? How is she with the other men? She bosses them around too?
There's no other men. I've told you this many times.
Tell me again.
There are no other men.
You're the only guy who works at this pub?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe she was treating you differently because, okay, she figures you're a guy. She can't behave exactly like she does with women. So maybe she was taking a different approach if you're the only man.
Maybe. But I'm just hung up on this setting up thing because there's too many. Also, you haven't accounted for the fact that just think about it. Just look at it. The interactions in real life are totally different from the text. The nature of the text is 2 lines, da-din, fuck off, boom, boom. In real life, it's totally different. Account for it.
Wait, you're saying the text is fuck off, but well, you haven't seen her, so why don't you give it a couple days? Last time you contacted her,
I gave her a couple of days.
The last time you had communication, she gave you a line or two. Why don't you see how she acts when you see her in person again?
True, but what I'm saying is that the interactions when I've gone and escalated the situation is totally different, distinct.
What do you mean by escalated? What did you do to escalate?
Someone in DM is an escalation, whatever you think, or you re-engineer, or whatever it is.
No, I understand. What do you mean re-engineer? What did you do to escalate? What did you, Danny, do to escalate with this girl?
I said a direct message is by anyone's definition an escalation of the relationship.
No, I was actually talking about more real life, in person, face to face.
No, I'm not talking about real life. I'm talking about the distinction between real life and.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so she sent you 2 lines. Have you responded to her? I mean.
No.
So why don't you try to escalate the 2 lines she sent you? Why don't you try to escalate? You're talking about online or text escalation. You got to see.
Why escalate when you know it's dead? The interest is unbelievable.
I knew it was dead like 3 weeks ago, but you seem to think there's more here. So why don't you?
But now we're in the sort of ballpark of making a fool of yourself.
Probably, but I mean, I think you were I hate to say this. When you were begging Xenesis for advice, if you're gonna beg a Chad or Chad Preet for advice on how to deal with a girl, it's over. If you gotta ask, does she like me? What does the heart mean? It's already kind of embarrassing.
Okay, yes. But what I'm trying to drive at. My main point is why the difference between the text when I've escalated it to a DM, and then the real life is stark. That's why I'm calling bullshit and saying this is a fucking setup. She wants me to ask her in public.
Right. She wants you to escalate.
Make a fool of myself.
Right. Get off the phone, talk to her for real, and escalate. But why don't you just ignore her from now on, see what she does, see if she wants your attention. I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to ignore her. It's over anyway. So anyway, enough of that. I'm just saying that I tell people when they're right. You called it bang on. You're a sage of the modern era. Everyone.
I mean, thanks. I'm flattered, but I don't think I'm a sage. I think experience and wisdom and age. You can see this being an ugly fuck dealing with these people. I mean, you'll eventually one day just know. You don't even have to ask these questions. You'll just know what's up. But But thank you.
Also, what's going on with your subscriber count? How are you losing subscribers? It doesn't make sense.
I've got 60 something. I don't know. I don't keep track.
You've got 84. You had 95. You've lost 10. You've lost 11.
Right. Well, I guess people subscribe when they see me on DUM, and the next day they change their minds and say, "Why do you subscribe to this asshole?" Because
no. It was more stark than that. When you did the DUM stream, you lost 10 immediately.
Oh, so I lost subscribers for hanging out with DUM?
I don't know. There was something about that stream that made you lose 10 in one go. You lost 15% of your subscribers in one hit.
Wow. Oh, well, I don't really care about subscriptions. I've always said I don't care. I don't know. I thought, if anything, because DUM, we were streaming from that diner, we had over 1,000 views. So I thought, if anything, 1 or 2 people would subscribe to me. But who knows?
That's what I thought. But it was the opposite.
Well, maybe people subscribed and then unsubscribed. I don't know.
Why don't you go the Reform Stoic?
We got people we got people like Totem. You might be joking, but Totem and Commander K, who have 7 or 8 subscriptions, 700 accounts. So some of these subscribers might be multiples who subscribe and unsubscribe. That is possible. I don't know if Totem himself is joking or not, but I know Commander K, 6 or 7 subscribers were all the one guy. So if one guy gets upset with me and wants to unsubscribe, I'll lose 7 in one blow because they could all be the same person with multiple accounts. That happens.
What about doing the old Reform Stoic and buying all the buying more subscriptions?
Well, I don't care about subscriptions. I really don't care.
So make yourself look more popular. Okay, so what Is there an open kind of is there an open casket to join DUM and become his slave? Does he want you to become his worker bee? Is that on the cards? Or
Yeah,
not?
well, I think DUM would like to have a helping hand, however you can get it. But no,
Yeah.
it's not really worth it. I think even he knows. Drive out there 3.5 hours to what? Hang out with him, sleep on the floor next to him, paint a wall. It's not reality. I think he knows it's going to take a lot longer to sell the house and fix it up than he realizes. He'll probably have to give up, go to Australia, and come back and fix it. I don't know why he just doesn't rent it out. You know, to let, as the British say. Why not rent it out, have tenants, and collect some money? I don't know why he feels the need to sell it. I think he'd like all the help he can get, and he's taking on too much. But I think he's realistic enough to know that I'm not going to drive 3.5 hours to like sleep on the floor next to him and paint a wall. If I live closer, maybe, but it's just not practical. So I think he knows that much. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting how free labor, but he's not accepting it. I don't know. That's strange to me, but
No,
why do you?
He wants all the help he can get. He doesn't have a car. He's by himself. He's got the one neighbor guy who comes over sometimes and helps, but doesn't. He would just anything he can get, he'll take. And I like the guy, but it's just to go out there for 3.5 hours. 3.5 hour drive to like paint a wall. And you saw he doesn't have any furniture. He's got like one little leather chair. He sleeps on the floor. So it's just not practical. He did it all wrong. He should have fixed up the house slowly, maybe given away the furniture in one room, but kept the other done it piecemeal. I think he jumped the gun, gave away a bunch of furniture, and now he's got an empty house, which he's trying. It's my opinion, but
So you actually going to visit next? When's the next DUM stream?
I don't think I'll ever return to his hometown. If I ever pass through there, it'll be after he moves out. No, I don't think I'll go back there. If he wants, he can meet me in New Jersey or in Manhattan or halfway. Like I told you, it's 3.5 hours. It's 3.5 hours from my door to his door. Halfway point, hour 45. I don't mind driving less than 2 hours to meet him, a place called Midway. You can look it up. Midway, Pennsylvania. I'll put it on the map. Midway or Strausstown, Pennsylvania. I'll meet hour 45. I'll meet him at a diner. I'm never going to drive 3.5 hours to go back to his house. It's just too out of the way. We did it once. I really see no need to do it again. So if I meet him again, it'll be halfway or here where I live or in New York City. I don't think I'll ever go back to Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, where he lives.
Why not? Why the lack of interest?
It's not lack of interest. It's a bit of a trek. It's 3.5 hours. My brother's on my case about not having a job. I got fired from my Amazon job for not wearing a seatbelt.
3.5 hours. I know how much the gas costs in America, bro. It's £2 a liter.
Right. So
to a gallon. It's pathetic.
Right. So it's not really worth going.
Do you realize how much it costs in the UK?
I'm sure it costs more, but it doesn't matter. It's still a lot of gas.
No, it's it's £6 a gallon.
Right. So yeah,
it ain't a little bit more. It's 300% more.
You've got to rely on public transportation or transport, as you call it.
So you're whining. So be objective. You're whining about nothing. The £2 is pathetic.
Oh, come on. The farther you drive, the more of a chance you get a flat tire, an engine will go, something will overheat. There's always a chance. The farther you go from home, the more chances things will go wrong. Is it worth getting a flat tire or a broken down car to visit DUM?
This is all true if you've got a job in Waynesboro, but you're going once every month. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Extend what you're saying.
Right. Well, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. I'll put the map up again. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to meet again, I'll meet him somewhere halfway. Like, let's see here. Where is it? Oh, I can't share the screen. It's not coming up. I'm having a problem with streaming. The point is, I'll drive an hour and 45 to meet him halfway. I don't want to drive 3.5 hours to go back to Waynesboro. It's like, it's really out of the way to go there. This isn't like practical.
By the way, I have to give Totem his due. 200% is right. I got the math wrong. I did it very quick. I just did 3 times. It's not 3 times. It's 2. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So I give credit where credit's due. I'm not a Spurg who thinks he's Narky Max, who knows everything, all this shit. Anyway, so what's your plan now? What if you've got this? Talk me through the Amazon job. Why? What happened there? How can you get fired for no seatbelt just twice? It's ridiculous.
I thought so too. I'll play you the tape. I'm going to put that video up next. After the dumb videos come up, I'll play the video of me talking to the girl when she fired me. I thought it was ridiculous.
Oh, wait there. This is more. It was a woman. Okay, now it makes sense.
Oh yeah, I'll share all the videos.
Okay. Now we get into the black pill now. So the woman wasn't having it. Okay.
Correct. And it's almost like, why'd you even hire me if you're that, you know?
Was she? What was her rating? What was her looks rating?
She was young, but she wasn't that good looking. A petite.
Yeah, but wait there,
girl. I said, yeah, she was thin. I give her.
Well, there you go. Young, wait there. No, this is the point. In this day and age, young and thin means parabolic expectations. She thinks she's a 9 or a 10. It's all over.
Probably, yeah. I'll share the video. You can watch and tell me what you think.
Do you not want to talk to me then?
No, I'll talk to you. It's the video. That video is not ready yet. Keep going. Like I can tell you more.
I want you to talk through your experience. What led up to it? Were you talking to her in a nice way, or was she standoffish at the start?
No, I went out on the road with this guy, and he was a nice guy. I'll show you. Seeing is worth, a picture's worth 1,000 words. He was a nice guy, but he never trained anyone before. He had me driving first. Right. At first, at one point we were at one house, and the next delivery was the next house over. I'm looking at the phone. I'm looking at the packages. I totally forgot to buckle up my seatbelt. Okay.
So that's an honest mistake.
Right.
Literally no problem.
The phone rang. It was the dispatcher. Dispatcher guy says, "Hi, OC, you got to wear your seatbelt." I said, "Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry." I said, "It's my first day." I forgot.
Precisely.
I said, "Do you go easier on us on our first day, or are you harsher on us on our first day?" And he says to me, "I don't know. You just got to wear your seatbelt." About a couple hours later, me and the guy switched seats. He wanted to drive now. So I got back in the passenger seat. At one point, we're once again, one house, next house over. I forgot to put the seatbelt on, this time in the driver's seat. Immediately, we got a call from the dispatcher, or not the dispatcher, the HR girl. Okay, I'll play it for you. Playing a video is worth 1,000 words. And I even asked her, I said, "Am I fired?" She goes, "Yes." I'm like, "What?
What the fuck?"
I said,
This
"What?"
is insane.
I said, "What? I didn't wear the seatbelt in the driver's seat. Now I forgot it again in the passenger seat. You're firing me?" And then they said, "Yes, someone's going to come pick you up." We were like an hour and a half from the warehouse. But I stayed with the dude. I was still on the clock. I'll play it all for you. I'll
retarded.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm like, okay, great. I'll put on the video.
So wait there, did she not give you any justification for it? There was no recourse. There was no way.
Listen. I'll play the video, and you can. I'll upload that next. After the dumb videos, I'll upload my termination video, and you can tell me what you think. When I went back finally, when a guy came and picked me up a few hours later, I got in a van with this other guy. We went back to the warehouse. I recorded audio of the termination. She contradicted herself several times. I'll play it for you, but it was clear I was being fired. Oh yeah. First she goes.
Well, that's a big sign.
She said, "Infractions. You took the training infractions. Not wearing a seatbelt is an infraction." I said, "Well, I didn't wear my seatbelt twice. You're saying 2 infractions in a few hours. I get fired? Oh, you're not being fired for infractions. Well, what am I being fired for? You had all these infractions. What do you mean all these? I had 2, both seatbelt related." She kept contradicting herself. You can hear the tape. I'll play it. I'll put the video up. You can watch it.
Yeah, but as we all know that
I've been fired numerous times, but this was out of nowhere. Usually, it was the weirdest. This is the first time I was fired. Usually when I get fired, I get called into an office and they fire me. This time I was fired, but I was still on the road. And I was still on the clock until a guy came to get me a few hours later. This is the weirdest termination I've ever had. And all that's in the video. I got to upload this video now. Okay, I will upload the video. You can watch that. When I get done with the dumb videos, I'll upload my termination video. It's all explained. And I talked to my shrink about it. It's yeah, you can watch it.
yeah, I mean, it seems like the infraction was your face again. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I think Chad would have gotten a pass.
One of the infractions was your face, and then the other one was the actual seatbelt. But the reality is, part of the infractions were the face.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Oh, counted against? Absolutely. You can watch the video and tell me yourself. Absolutely.
Wow, what a cunt.
Yes, I thought so too. I even said to her, "You expect me to be happy right now?" She was like, calm down, calm down, calm down. I'm like, well, you expecting me to be happy right now? I'll play it for you.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the bit that this is the bit that people don't that normies don't get. This struggle to actually get the fucking
Yes, to hold the job is a struggle. To hell with getting a girlfriend. You look at DUM or you look at DBF. Oh, I can't get a girlfriend. It's like my problems go beyond that. I can't even hold on to gainful employment. Yeah, I agree. Normies don't get it. Failed normies don't get it.
Yeah, I mean it's it is a bizarre world when your narrative isn't taken seriously in some bizarre fashion. You're not allowed to Can I leave on this and join on Danny too? Can you accept Danny too?
Why do you want to join in a different name? What's the
Different device.
Well, tell me first. What device is this? What device is the other one?
One's a computer and one's a tablet. What does it matter?
I'm just curious. Which one's the computer? The one you're on now, or you're on the computer or tablet right now?
Dev Pike is the computer. What does it matter?
You want us? I'm asked. It doesn't matter, which is why you shouldn't be secretive. It doesn't matter, so don't hide it. Okay, so you want to get off the computer and switch to the tablet, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay, so this right now,
accept the other one first, and then we'll see whether it works.
So this is the computer, right? Right now you're on the PC, the desktop computer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say goodbye to that. He wants to get off the computer, and this is supposed to be his tablet. Are you there?
Does it work?
I don't know. It sounds crappier.
Does it work?
I mean, I hear you, but yeah, this is your tablet now. This is part of the reason why it matters. I'm curious. I'm going to test your equipment. So the tablet has a built-in microphone, and it's much fainter, but okay. How are you?
Is there a tablet for your face?
I don't know, but there's not a microphone for this tablet. I can barely hear you, but okay.
Okay. So maybe I can turn the microphone up. But yeah, I mean, this is what the mainstream media misses out, the fact that, you know, if you can't get a job.
Well, by the way, speaking of jobs, I ask, do you have to go to the pub today? I shouldn't be going to work soon.
You've got
it's midday in England. What?
Yeah, you've made the mistake that you claim the Starlings, mate. You've forgotten when I'm actually working.
You told me you're off on weekends. Today is Monday, right? You should be at work.
No, I've told you that I only work 3 days a week. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I forgot that.
Today doesn't matter. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm strategizing to escape inceldom. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're a sub 5 who's invisible to the general population, you need to strategize like you're fucking Einstein to actually get anywhere, right?
Right.
It's almost like you're in a war scenario. No one accepts your I mean, as a white man, you're not allowed to have any struggles. You can't complain about anything, despite the environment being leveraged against you. It's a bizarre experience. You've got your trouble with. I'm not being horrible, but an Amazon job is literally in the UK. When people can't get a job, they get an Amazon job.
Yes, it's like the modern day factory or gulag. Yes.
That's the reality of it. And then you've got this cunt denying you the opportunity to even have the lowest rung job.
Correct. No, you're correct. No, I agree. You're absolutely well said. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, but so how are you not discriminated against if you can't even get the lowest rung job, and some cunt is saying, "Hang on a minute, you haven't done your seatbelt up." Yeah, but it's my fucking first day. I've never done it before.
Right. Exactly. I'll play the tape for you. You can see it yourself. Yes. Even my shrink was like, "Wow, yeah."
How are you not a fucking discriminated, not minority, but or majority? How are you not a discriminated?
You see what Penny? Stop. Let's look at what Penny Pounder says. I know we dismiss Penny Pounder. He might have a point. We think it's normal, and it probably is, but these women think it's abnormal, and they're in positions of power. You see what he says here?
No, Penny Pounder, we don't give a shit about, because every single point we make, it's an oppositional point with nothing behind it. Not interested. Rubbish again. Yeah, it's abnormal to forget to do something. No, it's not. It's called being human. You're just running the fucking Chad Halo analysis where everything they do is allowed, and then everything a normie or a sub 5 does is negative, is viewed
Negative, yes. Overly penalized. Yes. No, I agree.
That's called Halo and Phalo, you fucking moron. And you're 5'6", not 6'6". Let's see the fucking height. If you claim 6'6", bingo, where is it, pal? Oh, shut up and show it. Fucking idiot. Penny Pounder provides absolutely fuck all value to anybody else except for himself. So I'm not interested in what he says. That's the reality of it.
Okay. What about what? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just fed up and pretty mystified as to how the white man. How do we perpetuate our position if we're subjugated and then simultaneously told we have no problems, bro, while simultaneously being kind of oppressed in every single kind of institution that we enter? You have this great wall of oppression, especially from these women, but then suddenly it doesn't exist when you're abstracted from this environment in the very moments. It doesn't exist when you're in the totality of society. It doesn't exist, but when you're in the reality, it's very much real, right? It's like a Jim Crow kind of law. It doesn't exist, but the blacks aren't allowed, right?
Right.
It's the same. It's the same thing. I just cannot understand why normies cannot grasp this concept, because also it's kind of staring these cunts in the face.
Mm-hmm.
The oppression is staring them in the face, and sometimes they're even experiencing this oppression, but they simultaneously then say it doesn't exist. They're thick as shit. There's no fucking doubt about it. They've got some retardation going on that I cannot get my head around.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if they had to face it, their whole world would collapse. But yeah, no, I think you're right.
The only thing I've worked out is literally is competency. You have to be super competent in one thing, and then you can't be denied because your competency overrides this discriminatory element where you're like, I don't give a fuck. I can just execute this without. I don't need you to accept me as a person. I'll just go over your head and like I said before about being a bookkeeper. If you're super competent at being a bookkeeper and you can get your own clients, it just doesn't matter. That's the only way you escape this hell. But the problem is how many white men are capable of this competency. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Average dudes are not in this realm of competency. Sadly, they're just not capable enough to do it. That's the reality of it.
Well, you feel you're capable enough to do it, or what?
I've got some proficiency in accounting. I mean, I could do it. I just need the experience.
Yeah, but you're working 3 days at a pub, so with a girl who wants to be a lawyer who's treating you like garbage and getting away with it. So
Yeah. Well, what do you think I should strike back? What do you think I should do to strike back at this bitch? Give me
no, I'm not even talking about her. I'm talking about, do you want to try to get an accounting job or get out of the pub soon? I mean, you say you're 35. You're kind of like turning into me. You're going to be working shit jobs and advanced age. How are you going to, yeah.
No, you've missed my point again. I keep on saying that I'm applying for accounts jobs every day of the. I mean, I'm doing 10 applications.
I know, but you haven't managed to snag one yet. You haven't, despite your self-proclaimed proficiency, you haven't managed to snag one. So yeah.
Yeah, wait there. You've forgotten everything I'm saying about the white man being discriminated. That doesn't exist in you. How do you not connect those dots?
No, of course it does. But you're saying no. I agree. What I'm saying is, you told me you're one of the few white men who has the proficiency to get out of it. Okay, so what are you doing to get out of it?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say I was. I said that there are a few men, but I'm not sure that I'm one of them. But I'm just saying it doesn't work because there's only 10% of these white men that can get out of this.
So you might be in my camp, we're fucked camp. We're screwed over. Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying because I'm doing 15 applications a week, but
Admirable, but yeah,
I'm
it's
still
going
being
nowhere.
discriminated against.
Right. No, I
By the
agree.
way,
But-
also, you've made a fatal error where competency ain't who's being hired. That doesn't show how competent you are. That shows again the discrimination. Explain how it doesn't.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying if you didn't like me, you wanted to get rid of me. Why'd you hire me in the first place? We were trying to prove something, a piece of paper. We hired him, fired him 3 days later. Why even hire me if you wanted to if you never wanted me from the get go? Why even jerk me around? That was my question.
Did you say that to her face?
No, I don't believe I actually asked that. No, maybe I should have.
That's what I'm saying. If you're
Because she would have denied it. She would have said, "No, we didn't hire you to fire you. We wanted you to work with us, but you had the infractions." She would have just denied it. So I see no point in asking a question. They'll just lie and say, "Oh no, we hired you expecting you to work here, but then it was your fault." They'll just deny it. So there's no point even asking. But
yeah, I mean, that's where discrimination comes in because they just make up reasons that they're not discriminating. But the fact is, it's always happening to the white man, right? It's always happening
Right.
to the average white.
No, I agree.
That is. But then you get into the hell of somehow again, normies cannot connect the dots. They cannot pattern recognize. Hang on a minute. The white man's fired. Who's leaving our company? Oh, it's the white man again, and the white man again. And who's replacing them? It's a Latina woman. It's a black woman. It's a black man.
Mhm.
Connect the dots, you idiot. They're being cooked in slow motion, and the wheels are turning so slowly. It's like they're in treacle. I don't know, whatever it is. It's ridiculous. I can't get my head around it. It also drives me a bit mad as well.
Right. No, I agree with you. That I agree with.
But the point is that what is the actual cure for it? I don't see. The only thing I see is my idea of a black pilled company where you hire white men. You negate it by creating some mega corporation which actually combats the very discrimination that's going on. And I don't care what anyone says, it is going on.
No, I agree it's going on, but how would you create such a black-pilled corporation? I mean, it'd be ideal, but I don't know if you can in this day and age, this world. I mean,
the Black Pill Corporation, it just basically, you do the same quota hiring in reverse. You eliminate...
No, that sounds good, but who's going to create this company and let it do its
Me.
thing? I mean, okay.
I'm doing it.
And instead of applying for accounting jobs, why don't you start your black-pilled accounting corporation?
This fundamentally misunderstands. You fundamentally misunderstand. You need the money to do it, so you need the job. So, if I was to win the lottery, hold me to it. I'm going to make the fucking company. Make no mistake about it. You've got to get the money first. Without money, you're just a pawn. You've got no
right. And then they'll give money to people like us. So yeah, we're kind of screwed.
Money to people like who?
People like us, white males, they don't want us in the workforce. They're not going to give us money unless you win the lottery, like you said. You're kind of screwed. There's no way to make any change.
What's the best way for me to lampoon this woman?
Or going back to her now, why don't you give it a day or two, see how she behaves? Try to size her up after you see how she acts in public with you.
Anyway, yeah. So what do you think of my Black Pill Corporation? Do you like the idea?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't get off the ground unless you had the money. Unless you win the lottery, you're not going to have that money. So it's kind of a moot point, in my opinion. It's kind of, meaningless.
Also, how unpopular would that be in the general population if you had a Black Pill Corporation? Because also, it has to be done in a clandestine way, like the SJW agenda has. You never have any official quotas. You just have you don't have official quotas. You just have silent hiring in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only the white male gets through, all this kind of stuff. Do you think that would work? Would that be allowed?
Well, again, you'd have the money to do it, and you don't. So I'm not sure. It's kind of a moot point, in my opinion.
Okay. Would you be the head of the corporation for me or not? Would you
Well,
be the
first,
chairman of
I
the
have to see how well it
corporation?
runs. If it runs as well as you say it will, then I'd consider it.
So, would you go to Australia to visit DUM or not?
Only if he or somebody else wants to pay for it. Again, that takes money. I wouldn't waste the time and money of my own. But if he says, hey, Occupational Click, I bought you a ticket. Here, you can come and stay with me. Here's the ticket money. I'd consider it.
Also, what jobs are you going for now? Now
Well,
that
I was looking at jobs. Actually, it's a good point. Today's Monday. I was looking at jobs yesterday. It was Sunday. More driver jobs, logistics jobs, things like that. Mostly the same thing, driver jobs. One was like a moving company, which it's a lot of labor, but it's probably a bunch of guys. One was another logistics company driving a box truck. There were a few others. I bookmarked them up in my room. I bookmarked them, so I want to go from there.
Did you
Then I went.
Did you have any success getting back in contact with that company? Because they said that you could have a job there again if it fell through.
You're talking about the grocery store. I mean, I really don't want to go back to that, but I probably could. I even said to my brother, should I go back there? I could if I wanted, but I don't know if I want to do that.
Okay. Do you think that do you think you're going to do a driving job next or not?
Well, I really don't want to go back to retail, but if I have to, I will. It's just, I don't want to go back to retail, but I'll see what comes up. I want something close and something,
Do you I saw you were rizzing up the restaurant girl. Did you like her or not?
Which one? The waitress or the waitress or the hostess? There was the waitress who served us, and there was the hostess at the cash register. Who are you talking about?
The chubby hostess seemed to like your company, bro. It was very much a rizzing situation, I think.
No, she was married. She was excited because her husband loves to watch YouTube videos. She was like, "You guys are YouTubers?" And when I told her, "No, we're filming a video for this guy's girlfriend," she felt at ease because instead of "we're recording you," she had that, okay, you guys are making a video for this guy's girlfriend. You're not coming on to me. She was more relaxed. It wasn't really rizzing. It was, we put her at ease.
It shows you've got reasonable social skills. You're not.
Well, I had something I don't normally have. DUM, even though you say DUM was standoffish towards me, when I go out, it's usually just me or me and my brother. I don't usually have a quote unquote friend. So for one of the few times in my life, I had a buddy with me. If I had real friends and I went out with a group of friends and we all got along and the friends display to the public that they like me and accept me, I could probably be more confident. So one time in my life, I had a friend, quote unquote, in DUM. So I was more empowered than I would have been had it just been me or me and my brother.
So you think you've got social proof through? So DUM is the ultimate social proof, right?
It's not DUM himself. It's okay. You're not just some random guy by himself, a creepy guy, creepy. Even though you're an ugly fuck, you got a buddy here, so I guess you're okay. I can tolerate you and treat you like a human being short term. Not attracted to you, but I can treat you like a human being because you seem to have a friend here. Yes, I think it was social proof. Yes.
So, but that implies that you should keep on going out with DUM. He does you good, right?
Well, I would if he lived close. Well, two things. One, he lives 3.5 hours away. Two, he's in sell my house mode. He was nice to us because we came to visit him like we said we would. But if I were to go see him again, he wouldn't want to go to a diner. He'd say, it wouldn't be jokey. It would be get a paintbrush and paint my wall. So it was a one-time event.
Well, Brucey seemed to like it.
All right. Next time we stream, you can ask him what he thought. I don't know what his thoughts were, but.
Do you feel guilty about Brucey working 6 days a week and all this shit?
Yes, to some extent. But other times I think, well, if you want to be a wage cut, then you work, I'll stay home. There are times I feel guilty. I need a job, but I don't know why he's working 6 days a fucking week for some part-time bullshit job. But he thinks like, well, one of us has to have a job because you're a lazy bum. So I understand both sides of the equation.
So wait there, do you think that he works he doesn't need to actually work as many hours as he works. He overworks, right?
If I can get and hold a part-time shit job, he could probably cut back a couple days. I'm part of the reason why he works so much, so I guess I do feel guilty.
Christ, I'm like, you're a beast of burden.
I am. No, a beast of burden is an animal that works for you. You know, oxen is a beast of burden. A horse, an oxen is a beast of burden. An ox, a horse is a beast of burden. A big animal that does labor to make your life easier. We got the oxen plowing the field. We got the workhorse plowing the field. We got whatever. A beast of burden is a big animal that does work for you. In some ways, I've made my brother the beast of burden.
Yes, that's it. That's the whole point. How is he not your beast?
Well, it's late for me. It's late for me. I should be in bed. I'm probably going to bed soon. I don't know what color my eyes are. You can tell me. I don't know. What are you saying, Danny?
Okay.
I'm being asked about my drinking habits and my eye color. It is the first time these assholes have ever seen me on stream, apparently. Okay. They're seeing me in the native sunlight, the rising sun. Okay.
The land of the rising sun. Do you like that?
Like Japan? I'm saying, I guess they've never noticed my eye color because I usually stream at night, and they see me under the lamps. They've never seen me, in daylight, my eye color. They've never seen me drink a beer, apparently. You see these stupid questions they're asking me? To me, it's late. I should be in bed. Yeah, I should be in bed.
Yeah.
Right.
I ignore trolls, so I don't really pay much attention to them, to be honest.
I can barely hear you, but yes.
So, why,
Why what?
Why don't you do more Euro-friendly stuff, streams?
You mean time-wise, or what do you mean by Euro-friendly? Well, when I get neat bucks, I don't have to worry about getting a job. I'll stream whenever I feel like it.
You're not going to get neat bucks. It's a pine.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but I do have a little bit of hope because I got all those diagnoses.
Yeah, but your main shrink is calling bullshit.
True, but I can still have hope. I can try. I mean, it's like saying most people will never win the lottery. You buy a lottery ticket, chance of winning is like very low. But if you don't buy a ticket, your chance is zero. At least if you buy a ticket, as low as it is, there's a fractional chance. I've got to at least take the chance. You know what I mean? I've got to at least buy a ticket. I probably won't, but it's worth buying a ticket. Right now, as is, chance is zero. At least I can have a fraction of a percent. Right now, I have nothing.
What about going full wacko in front of your shrink?
I could do that, but he'd probably think at this point that I'm putting on an act because he knows I want neat bucks. I kind of let that slip many times. He knows I want neat bucks.
That was the major mistake. In my opinion, to get it, you'll have to switch because this guy has two problems. One, you've told him your angle, and two, he's a boomer, so he's stuck perpetually. No move you do can change his opinion of you. This is
so what I should get a guy my age, a guy 10 years older, 10 years younger. How old should my ideal shrink be? My ideal psychologist, how old should he be?
Millennial. They'll buy anything. They diagnose anyone. They're
okay.
Idiots. They've fully bought the SJW train. You need an SJW one and then claim depression, and then they won't even check all this kind of shit.
Well, Todd got neat bucks on less than I did. He's just a spurg. I'm a spurg with ADHD and with PTSD and with other things.
That's the point.
Right. So why are they telling me that I might have enough to actually make it? I don't know yet. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but at least have a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the point is that the millennial one, a millennial therapist will buy into all this. I've got PTSD, OCD, all the rainbow-colored diagnoses that can't be proven. They buy into all this rubbish, which I don't, by the way, but they do. So they'll sign you off with all these kind of things which are nonsense and can't be proven. So that's why it's nonsense, in my opinion. There's literally no scientific facts backing up that you've got. You can't measure post-traumatic stress from what? You haven't been in a war. It doesn't make sense.
I gotta share my stories. No, I've lived through things that most people don't in suburbia. I've had people try to kill me. No joke. Yeah, like being in a war.
Yeah, that's true. But in my opinion, it's not extreme enough to cause a post-traumatic stress disorder.
Then how did? Well, okay, maybe you're right. But how was? Stop. Okay, you might be right. You might be right, but my question, in your opinion, how was Todd able to make the grade?
Because, like you say, you don't actually know. You don't know the full story, so he's lying.
True, there might be. Yeah, he's not telling us everything. Yeah.
Because remember, we'll go back to it. He lied about his height. So again, I'm not interested in really what he says because he's lying about all these things. Connect the dots. Why would he not lie about that? So I call bullshit. And also, he didn't tell his shrink that I want meat bugs, bro. No, he didn't say that. He just
true. Yeah, I fucked up. It was a little too. But okay.
What you've got to do is spurge out at the start, and then that's it.
I'd probably have to end up in a psych ward. That would probably help. If I were in a psych ward, that would probably be a notch on the belt.
Yeah. And also, he has been in the psych ward, so you've got these elements. So,
by the way, on a side note, hold on. Do you think he still lurks? Do you think he watched me meet DUM? What do you think he thinks? Do you have any, or do you think he's given up on all of us? Do you think Todd is silently, secretly watching? And what do you think his synopsis or his takeaway from me meeting DUM in DUM's house?
Yeah, Bigfoot's always around, but he's pieced out of DUM because I can't speak for him, but he's pretty bitter about women.
Okay, but so what do you think about? What do you think Bigfoot thinks about me meeting DUM? Like his whole, observation. If he's sitting there in silence.
Yeah, I mean the point. I think he's just not interested because of the fact that he's pieced out of women, and also remember DUM's going out with Donna, so that triggers the fuck out of him, in my opinion. So he's managed to get a woman, all this kind of shit. But I'm happy for DUM, but. Okay.
Oh, I thought the resident dentist would give me a free tooth exam, but okay. So, all right, you're happy for DUM, you say, but you were saying that DUM is a typical normie. He was punching down on me. To be honest, he was punching down on me by being a shitty host on purpose.
I'm not sure. I get that feeling. That's my opinion. He wasn't overly friendly.
That's true.
So how is he not doing that angle? Explain how he's not doing the angle if he's not being...
Well, I'm going to try to be... Okay, listen. Maybe I'm being delusional. What if he really is that fucked up? It's not like he's intentionally saying, fuck you, I don't like you. He really doesn't know how to host, because when I saw him, you'll see the video. When he was talking to his neighbors, he was nice, but he didn't know how to get out of it. I had to get him out of it. Him and his neighbors would be standing there on the street talking for like 5 hours if I put an end to it. So I do wonder if it could just be his inability to, convey.
He didn't seem nice to you. He was nice to the neighbors, wasn't nice to you. Also, I've seen him on the in full flight in his Henry McCruiser thing. He was completely different. He was the host of the party. He was making all the small talk.
Well, that, in fairness, McHenry Cruiser sat there and said nothing. It was basically him talking to molasses cookies at a diner or at a restaurant. So it's a little. I don't know if he's ever hosted anyone in his environment before. Like I said, my brother and I were the first people to meet him at his house, not at a restaurant, not at someone else's house, right? Not in Australia, not in Buffalo. We actually came to him. He's never had that before.
This is all true, but you're even more confident in your own environment, so it doesn't work. That's it.
But are you? Because he seemed like He wasn't even in his own skin. He didn't know his town. He didn't know where to go to eat. I was like, maybe going to Australia, part of it isn't just Donna or the woman. It's getting away, running away. Because I wonder if he ever felt comfortable in his own environment. I got that vibe. Like he never felt comfortable there. All the work, all the busy work he did was just trying to make comfort in a place where he never felt comfortable, which is why he wants to say goodbye to it all. It might not have anything to do with me. He might not have ever felt comfortable in his own environment. That might be part of his problem as a failed normie. But
you're not discounting retardation where he just doesn't know anything. He doesn't pay any attention.
Well, I'd hate to say he's retarded. There could be. I don't know. I don't know. Even my brother was like, "Dumb's a nice guy," but yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know.
He just doesn't travel. He has got zero awareness of environment. That's just retardation. That's nothing.
Well,
to do
apparently
with
he had a very good time in Australia. He's been to Australia 3 or 4 times. He had a good time in Australia. I don't know, but I guess in some ways, Donna. I like Donna, but she's like a mommy figure to him. She kind of talks to him like he's a child. I hate to say it. There, I just said it. Donna's very nice, but it's almost like their relationship. It's not "you're the man of my dreams." It's "are you okay?" OC, don't put him on the spot. Almost like he's like her older son or something. I'm like, huh? There, I said it. Okay, I'm like, I'm happy for them, but there's this sense like it's not like Donna's like, "Wow, you're the man of my dreams. I love you." It's like Donna treats him like a child, and he's happy to be treated like a child. So I don't know, but if it works for them, good for them. I mean, I don't know what to say.
That's what I'm saying. It's you're not discounting retardation again. He's being infantilized. He's viewed as a retard. It's retardation. I don't care whatever way you swing it. The lack of awareness.
Well, are you saying he's a retard, or he's being treated like a retard and he's happy to be infantilized? So he really is a retard, or he's happy to be infantilized just to have a woman? What are you trying to argue?
There's no difference. He's treated like a retard because he acts like a retard, and people view him as.
Well, I don't think I treat him like a retard. I mean, maybe I hope I didn't. I was trying to treat him like a person. I mean, what do you think? What you saw?
Well, there is one element where you did treat him semi-retarded, and he reacted poorly. Remember when you asked him, "Why am I suggesting where to go, bro?" You pressed him in the last video, and he was like, he literally did the Chad move of not answering, but you kept on going. But we are in your fucking hometown, and you don't know where to eat. Okay.
Well, maybe that's part of my problem. I treat everyone like they're retarded. So says Penny Pounder. So maybe that's why I have so many enemies. I treat everyone like they're retarded, whether they are or not. I don't know. That's a Penny Pounder's thought. But yeah, well, I mean, what do you think? Wait, was I treating him like a retard for no reason, or do you feel like my treating him like a retard was justified? What are you trying to say, Danny?
No, I don't think you treated him like a retard in totality, but in that moment, you were questioning his retardation, in my opinion, because, well, I would have as well. I'm like, hang on a minute, you've lived here for decades and you don't know you don't know where to go for a steak? What the fuck? You've got to be retarded not to know in your own hometown where it doesn't make sense. It's ridiculously low awareness, at least low awareness, which is retardation again. How do you not know? There's loads of questions. How can you not know about where you're? It's like not knowing where simple roads go around you. It's almost like you're not living or something. There's a big. It's insane. But again, it's just another word for retardation.
Well, I mean, do you think that? How do I put this? The difference between an incel and a failed normie is failed normies are too retarded to know they're retarded, and they can finally find some girl who infantilize them. Whereas if you're a little smarter, you might say, "Oh my god, I don't know." I mean, I'm going with your theory here.
What do you mean? The failed normie is failed because he's retarded? Maybe.
No, the opposite. The failed normie is too retarded to know how the world works. So the first Roasty who comes along and infantilizes him, I'm going to get married and run away, and everything's going to be happy ever after. Whereas if we're just a few more IQ points, you'd say, oh my God, what a waste of time. You got to be a little semi-retarded to live happily ever after, is what I'm arguing.
That's true. Yeah, that's it. That's part of it.
Right.
Because you can't see the divorce rates, you can't connect the.
You can't see how you're being infantilized by, but hey, if you're happy, who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, if it works, it works. Doesn't matter if you're stupid. If it's working for you, you're happy. Then I can't totally fault them. But yeah,
that's true, but that doesn't mean it's not flawed.
No, it's flawed. But I mean, what's the alternative? Just be alone and miserable. I mean,
being alone and aware is a good position to be in, but you become like Raymond, who I agree with. Raymond's tells you gold. His rants are gold dust because it's like he's saying what every man's thinking in the workplace. He's literally relaying the narrative of what's going on in every man's mind when he goes into a workplace, especially dominated by women. This is literally the narrative going through your mind in every minute. Hang on a minute. This is a contradiction. This is a contradiction. This is a contradiction.
Well, you'll see it when I upload the video of me getting fired by the HR girl. You can see all the contradictions. Okay, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. And then the failed normie doesn't connect the dots. They can't see the contradictions. Their mind's like a fucking haze of shit where they can't see. There is no contradiction.
No, I agree with that. No, I agree with you. You said what, a haze of shit? I agree. Haze of shit, and for the failed normie, in the mind of the. I agree. No, that I agree with. Yeah.
Like there are no connections. There are no neural connections being made. It's just a haze of shite with no connections at all going on. There's no web. There's just shit, and there's dots of information that are not linked together, and they're just blundering around in their normie life, and with zero direction, zero information, zero connecting of the dots, and it becomes annoying to Spurgs because we very much can connect the dots and say, hang on a minute, this is not fucking making sense. There's so many contradictions which are self-interested.
I agree. No, I everything you're saying, I agree 1,000%. Yes, I agree. Keep going. I agree with you.
But this is the main problem. This connection of the dots seems to be so rare that no other normie. The problem is the sheer volume of normies who can't connect the dots. It seems to me.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't think I'm special. I'm just amazed. I can understand if some cannot connect the dots. I'm surprised the majority cannot. That's what amazes. That's why I didn't know when I was younger. I'm like, okay, some people might be stupid, but how can the vast majority not connect the dots? Those who connect the dots are in the minority. That's what shocked me and blew my mind. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. This is the hell of the existence we're in.
Mm-hmm.
These normies are not just retarded. They're the majority.
Mm-hmm. No, you're correct. Correct.
That's the black pill. This is the black pill. They're 70% of the population.
Yeah, no, you're correct. I agree. I agree with you. Yes.
And at some stage, it becomes bewildering because they're blundering along with no direction and then claiming knowledge. The problem also is simultaneously these people claim they're right in some bizarre twist.
Yes, right? and they have the backup support of the other normies who can't connect the dots. So they've got that strength in numbers. No, I agree.
And also, the only way that this perpetuates is by sheer by force of numbers. It's not because it's semantically right or wrong.
Right. It's because, yes, others agree with them. The other morons who can't connect the dots agree with them. Yeah. No, I agree.
This is the main problem. It's the sheer number of these retards. It becomes overwhelming. You can't win. It's like a bully. It's like Bruce Lee against 10 men. He's definitely better than them, but there's 10 of them. There's no, well, maybe 20 because Bruce Lee was crazy good, but 20 would win. But that doesn't mean that Bruce Lee's not better than them individually, right? he's semantically better than martial arts, but the sheer number of these cunts.
Right. You can be best in the class. But if it's one guy versus, numbers 2 through 10, well, it's not a fair fight. So it doesn't matter how good you are one-on-one. How good are you versus 2 through 10 put together? Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, no, I agree.
And we'll just transpose good with being semantically right in the right about certain points. You can be as right as you want, but if there's fucking millions of them, you're by definition wrong because the sheer weight of the demos.
Right. By definition, whether you're actually right or wrong doesn't matter. It's like the majority thinks you're wrong, even if they're all wrong. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters what the majority believe. The strength in numbers. I agree.
And also, but this isn't just related to the problems of men. This is in dating as well. Just a sheer amount, right? This relates to in almost every sphere.
Mm-hmm.
The job market.
Oh, yes. I always said it was beyond dating. It permeates everything. Yes, life. The black pill is like, permeates everything. I agree with you.
But I don't understand why normies can't have a discourse about this. I can't see how they can't.
Because it wouldn't be beneficial to them if they're living in a system where their ignorance and their inability to connect the dots still works for them. Why would they have to connect it? Why put pieces together?
In my mind, the key is to get a job or an area or a hobby where this connection of dots has some kind of value. Mm-hmm. Because in the totality, that society doesn't value people who critically think and connect dots.
No, it does not. It actually not only it doesn't value them, it punishes them. Yeah, absolutely.
But if you can find a career where connecting the dots has super value, this is where I can see you escape. But I haven't found the area yet.
No, you haven't yet because you're not getting any accounting jobs. And I wish you the best, but you haven't found it yet. So you might be looking for a unicorn that doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, this is why self-employment is the way, because then you don't rely on a fucking twat to hire you. But I'm working towards that. But it's infinitely harder to be self-employed than employed. You've got to make your own job. Think about it. It's way harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a little bit harder either.
Way harder. Yes, I agree. And having your own job means interacting with normies to get yourself to that job. So yes.
What about why can't you be self-employed? A self-employed streamer? Yeah.
Well, I don't have enough of, like you yourself said, I went from 90 subscribers to 75 subscribers or whatever it was. So I don't have enough of a following to make money streaming. That's not going to happen.
What about if you max your kind of your historical kind of knowledge? You become a normie channel. You do food reviews or some kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I could do that, but I don't think I make enough to live off. That's why I want to go. If I can't win the lottery, I need Uncle Sam. The government.
Look at Raymond's channel. He's not saying, he's not making revelations on that channel. He's just
what does Raymond do? Raymond has a job, so his main income is what he's able to hold a job.
He doesn't have a job. No, he doesn't.
So how does he support himself? Is he on Neat Bucks, or he just supports himself from his channel? Or?
YouTube is his job now. He makes 4K a month. Think about
That's impressive. I can live off of that, but how is he able to do that? He has more followers than I do. I mean, how is he able to do that?
But that's what I'm saying. He's not making groundbreaking content. You can just spur.
But he's people find him attractive enough that they want to watch him. No one's going to give me $4,000 a month to do this.
No. I've run. The dating experience I ran with you. I ran with Ray. Well, I haven't done dating experience with Raymond, but I've got some contacts, and then I asked them, "Would you go out with this guy?" And even women in Costa Rica are rejecting Raymond. They don't. Raymond looks mint.
Yet he's able to make How do you know he's making $4,000 a month? He says that, or how do we know this?
Yeah. No, Raymond is full normie. He's crowing about it. He's showing off how much he earns.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He's not making great content. I don't see how you're any different. You can just spurge out.
No, but I mean, I spurge out. No one wants to pay me. No, Raymond does whatever he does. They want to give him $4,000 a month. So I don't, I can't control how much I make or don't make based upon what I do. Just because you think you like my content better, people apparently have chosen Raymond. They'll pay him $4,000 a month. They're not going to pay me that much. No, I'd love it, but it's not going to happen. I'm realistic.
I think it's based on luck.
Luck.
And also, yeah, YouTube's hugely luck. And also how you position yourself. If you spurged out about the black pill more, you probably get way more followers and all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
You concentrate your IQ points into spurging out. Anyway, I've got
people would pay to see me spurg out. I mean, they would pay for that.
No, you don't understand. On YouTube, paying just means viewing. I mean, you get a certain amount of viewers. You're paid. It's not. You're not paid. You just get viewers.
Right, but I mean, I'm a guy who's got 80 some odd subscribers, a couple hundred views per video. I'm nowhere near Raymond godlike level. So
yeah, but you don't understand. Raymond only started in November. He started off with 80.
Right, but I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and Raymond did more since November than I've done in 2 years. Yeah, but
that's the point. It's not working. The style isn't working. You changed it for the environment.
So I got to change my image to get more.
The style of the content.
So what should I do? I should say, "Hey, all, I'm occupational click. I'm a spurg and a black pill. Women don't like me. They don't like you." I mean, what do you want me to do exactly here? What are you suggesting I do?
That's it. You've got to lean heavily into depression, black pill. This is what I see on YouTube. Loads of white men saying I'm depressed, fat, and 40, and they get 20,000 views. Help me, bro. I'm depressed, fat, and 40. I don't see a future for myself. All this kind of nihilistic content is blowing up. They don't offer any solutions. They don't offer any advice. They just say I'm fat and 40, and they whine about their bosses. That's it.
How much does Jack Tisson make?
Oh, Jack Tisson actually offers advice. His channel is actually valuable, so he gets nothing.
Oh, okay.
This is the hell of YouTube. The content's value has nothing to do with how many views you get. Zero. I've seen no correlation. Nothing.
Okay.
Because Raymond is just he's just pissing in the wind, complaining about the mortgage rates, the dollar value, and all this kind of stuff that everyone knows about anyway.
He's making content that's more normie friendly then, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean,
so basically, Horsehead will be like, a profitable YouTuber in a few months.
Horsehead will blow up. Horsehead will blow up on YouTube.
Well, I'm not Chad enough to do what he does. So yeah.
He doesn't say anything inflammatory. Everything you say, everything he says is copied and pasted from the media. He's just literally. I mean, the argument with DUM was funny because DUM obviously revealed his tism quite hard in the racist.
Oh, you think DUM is a spurg?
No, not well. Okay, that was wrong. But he revealed his hand race-wise, which to a large extent, which is an autistic trait. But I don't see why you need to reveal how we're not right wing, but he has a lot of right wing views. It's not good online to reveal that, in my opinion. But but simultaneously, Horsehead revealed how much of a lefty he is, and also how much he swallows the normie mainstream media. Every point he was making was pumped out by CNBC or.
Yeah, I mean, I let them talk. But yeah, Horsehead, like I was telling my brother, he's got the wife, the kids, a nice house. He's a man with money, and he's having the kind of political argument that men with money have. I mean, he doesn't know how guys like me and you and even DUM have to live. Yeah, that I agree with. Or Todd. Yeah, I agree.
No, but it's not that. It's not even that. It's the fact that
No, that's a big part of it. But okay, we want to say it's not that. It's what.
I don't even care about that. Obviously, yeah, he can't relate too much, and he's punching down and all this kind of shit. But the point is, my main point is, there's no critical thinking in how he's analyzing the talking point, the political talking points that he's making. He's literally parroting the left wing empty rhetoric, bullshit lines. Sometimes, I mean, regarding the jail, regarding what other issues that he was negating, about sort of employment, all the rest of it. He was literally parroting left wing with no analysis as to whether it was good or bad for the white man, or how does that impact, whites in a general sense, or even himself. Because sometimes normies just they go along with the policy, and if you actually think about it, it cooks them like a lobster, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes their white life worse, but they go along with it because of it is the narrative. This lack of critical thinking is retardation again. They can't, and also that's why we come to the place where the LBGG, BGBGB, whatever the fuck, is cooking the white man. But the
Okay,
white
but
man.
hold on. I have a question for you. You said that DUM was retarded, and now you're saying Horse is retarded. But even though they're both retarded, in your opinion, they disagree with each other. So why does one retard like DUM get all right wing, and another retard like what's his name, Horsehead, another retard like Horsehead gets all like left? What's that?
It's easy. They're just parroting different wings of politics.
Okay.
They're just swallowing whole different with no analysis. I watch this content, I'll swallow whole, and then I'll regurgitate, but they're on the other sides of the spectrum. That doesn't mean both aren't wrong. They're just
they're both
parroting right.
Despite having different views, they're both doing the same thing. They're just right. You're saying they're both just regurgitating and parroting what they heard on either side. Despite being on different sides, they're behaving the same way. They're just, I listen to this, I listen to that, and they're just regurgitating what they hear is what you're arguing.
It's the same mistake. Just yeah.
Okay.
I mean, DUM's just regurgitating Trump's angle. He's regurgitating the left wing, the Democrat angle. It's been well known that Democrats definitely aren't right. I mean, after Hillary, and then you've got Kamala, who ran the worst presidential. It was probably the worst presidential campaign in history, in my opinion. She fumbled. Mm-hmm. She fumbled the win that was nailed on, and then heard, "Let's run an abortion." Okay, how does that impact the other 50% of the population? Abortion, you can't run a campaign on abortion, right? That was the most retarded take I've ever known. Also, you've got the pro-life, which is huge in America, and then you're claiming. So, how do you run the calculation that running on, we can abort at 52 weeks? Okay. So, how does that appeal to the other half of the population? Which there's a massive Christian belt. You know all this in America. Hang on a minute. You haven't run the numbers. No one's in this area is going to vote. You're going to alienate huge swathes of the population. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. They're not analyzing it from this. The left wing, if you parrot their views, they're not analyzing to this extent. They're just going along with it like a mong, and then repeating it. They have to be a mong because they're just parroting it with there's no higher level thinking. They're just literally saying it for the sake of saying it. Okay. That's it.
All right.
But I mean, and then Horsehead has the sort of Horsehead has the angle of the argument for authority because he's Chad and he's got this high-powered job. He must be right. I call bullshit. You can still have the high-powered job or what not even high powered, an okay job or whatever, and be a Chad and be wrong. I don't give a shit about your position. I care.
No, I agree because listen, let me say, if Dumb looked like Horsehead, he'd have a really good job and a wife and a kid. So it's not so much about what you believe; it's who you. So Horsehead's job is partly tied into his looks. You know what I mean? So wherever he believes or doesn't believe is kind of irrelevant because, yeah.
And also that's exemplified by the fact that how does this guy who parrots the left wing like an idiot? How does he? If he was so smart, how? If you believe the just world fallacy that he's got his position by merits because he's smarter than everyone else. How is this guy who's meant to be smart is parroting these lines without any cognition, without analysing any of the position? He's swallowed the left wing whole with no analysis of whether it's right or wrong, or comparing it to the right wing, or comparing it to data on the actual ground floor about, let's say, employment rates or whatever. How is he in the position he's in if he's that retarded to swallow this narrative and then spout it out like he's a god when everyone's looking at him like, you're just saying what's on CNBC every fucking... You're just being a mouthpiece for the left-wing media. I can see what's in the left wing. It's matching up by the fucking line with what you're saying in every fucking story. It's ridiculous. But then he's got this high position, so you have to question, hang on a minute, what other factors are contributing to the actual position? And like you said, it just so happens he's tall and Chad. Oh, okay. But again, you go back to the normie. They cannot fathom this being a factor. They cannot connect the dots.
Correct.
And then I know the statistics. Why are 50% of CEOs over 6 foot? No. It's nothing to do with that. No. Okay. But how many of the population is over 6 foot? It's 12%. Check the stats.
Right.
So
all these 6 foot plus CEOs can't be geniuses because they're only 12% of the population. There's no way statistically they're all brilliant and the best minds for the job. No, I agree. Yeah.
That's the point. This is where the humor is. The gap between the reality, the statistics, and what the normies think is so biblical. It becomes like a farce. It becomes a farcical situation where... So, I mean, if you look at that stat alone, and there's loads of other stats, that means that the concentration of like high IQ in this 12% has to be fucking off the charts. There is no bell curve in this analysis. It's fucking everyone. It's literally like everyone that's over 6 foot has to be this ubermensch who's got these stats maxed out in every fucking area. For it to work, you have to have every single over 6 foot person has to have their stats, social stats, intellect stats, skill stats maxed out for it to actually factor up that 50% of them are a CEO. It doesn't. It's ridiculous. Well, on that alone, you're absolutely cooked. But again, I'll go back to the fact that the normies somehow cannot fucking work this out. They're stuck in retardation. There's no fucking doubt about it.
Right. Alone, I agree.
This is what makes me mad because I'm like saying, look at the fucking information, you moron. They're monkeys or something. So how are you not a monkey if I'm showing you the information, the 12%? How do you stack that up with the 50%? Riddle me that, bro. And then it's over at that point anyway. You're cooked. Totally. Statistically, you're cooked, right? This also applies to then Horsehead because he's in a managerial position. I mean, I think the stats would be even worse if you scaled it down to like managers. Over 6 foot then becomes 70% or something. It becomes bizarre, right? 70% of men over 6 foot are managers. And it's like, hang on a minute. 12% of the population is 6 foot and 70% are managers in managerial positions, right? I think it gets worse. Remember, CEO is the very, very top, right?
Keep going. They're being promoted not for their brains or their skills, but for they look like leaders. Yes.
Bingo. Yeah, that's the point. So if you've got CEO with the very top being 50%, why would it not be even more for just a high managerial position? That makes it even more of a Brave New World scenario where they're being a eugenic angle, right? So 70% is, imagine that if the stats were actually 70%, that would be like it's a deterministic. You're in a deterministic nightmare where the moves don't matter. It's just your face and your appearance, your height.
And we're forced to suffer this because the normies go along with it, can't connect the dots, right?
So the only escape is the self-employment because there's no winning.
Either self-employment or neat bucks, or winning the lottery. Self-employment, neat bucks, or winning the lottery.
Yeah, but winning the lottery and neat bucks are tied together. Maybe I think stats-wise because you might.
Maybe I think you have a slightly better chance of neat bucks if you have the diagnoses than winning the lottery, but they're the same thing. You can't work within the system. You see too much, it's not going to work. You need some out, whether it's self-employment, winning a lot of money, getting neat bucks, or being from a rich family and inheriting a bunch of money. I mean, other than any of that, I mean,
The problem you've got is that in America, it seems that it's like winning the lottery. It seems really tough to get it. I mean, I've spoken to Zenith. I know you don't rate him or whatever, but he gives valuable insight into the woman's gaze, the female gaze, and the male gaze. I think it's valuable. But anyway, it's obviously not working for me. But I like different. I'm really open. I like information from as many sources as possible and all this kind of shit. But
okay.
The problem is that you've got I don't know how to put this. The way in which the lookism affects the population is very well entrenched in the normie kind of narrative, isn't it? That's the problem. You can't delineate the two. So the corporate structure is the normie narrative. So, like you said, you've got to extricate yourself. But I think that neatdom doesn't provide us a long-term solution because you just don't acquire enough resource and money to support yourself, and also you're relying on a government which doesn't.
Right? Yeah, but I mean, hold on. You just said neatdom. You're right. My shrink has said this. Neatdom. He doesn't use that term, but being on the government dole, that's no life. And I said, well, I would agree with you if I had a good job and a lot of money. It'd be a waste to get on the government dole. But I wage slave and I'm not doing much better. So whether I work like a dog for peanuts or I get the government dole, yeah, the government dole doesn't pay much. Neither does wage slaving. At least, by getting the government dole, I don't have to worry about where my money's coming from. Wage slaving, I may get fired by one of these, 6'4" managers like you're talking. So it doesn't provide a lot, but neither does wage slaving. It's like I'm not comparing being a millionaire with a great job to being a neat on the government dole. I'm comparing being a wage slave cut for minimum wage bullshit and risk getting my job, getting fired to being a neat. So it's what you're saying is correct in the grand scheme, but it's apples and oranges. I'm not comparing being a neat to being the CEO of a company. I'm comparing being a neat to working like a dog for, wage slave jobs. You understand?
That's true. Yeah. Yes. Wage slaving doesn't work, but you've missed the point. You haven't even tried the self-employment, so I can't take you seriously. You work for yourself. That's the only way it works.
Well, when you get out of the pub and you get a great job working for yourself, you can tell us what you did, and we'll all give you a round of applause. But in the meantime, you're working 3 days in the pub. You're looking for an accounting job. Can't even get that. How are you going to work for yourself? I don't understand what you're trying to argue here.
And I'm trying to argue that my inability to get a job has no bearing on how good I am or not at the bookkeeping.
Yeah, that's not the point. Even if you were the best bookkeeper in the world, if you can't make it reality, if you can't make being a self-employed bookkeeper reality, it doesn't matter how good you are or not. If you can't make it work for you, you might as well get neat bucks or wage slave the rest of your life. I don't care if you'd be the greatest bookkeeper self-employed. If you can't actually make it happen, what are you boasting about here?
I'm not boasting. That's I'm just trying to explore outs for you. And I agree. If I can't do it myself, I'm not a hypocrite, but I have no platform to stand on. But that doesn't mean you can't do it or try it, because I think that is the way out.
Okay, I will try that if I can. Neat bucks, but if I can't neat bucks, I'll try to become self-employed. All right, thank you. I've enjoyed this talk. I'm going on 3 hours. I'm getting tired. I've enjoyed it. Danny, you've brought up some very good points. I've liked some of the things we've talked about. We'll look this over this stream again. You've raised some very good points. I agree with you about how most normies can't connect the dots. It's amazing. We're living in a world where most people can't connect the dots. So let's talk about this again further, but it's getting late or early for me. I'm almost out of beer. I got to go to bed. I'll upload the videos of dumb and I'll upload the video of me getting fired, and you can see for yourself, because I think a picture is worth 1,000 words. In the meantime, I'm going to say, and nothing personal, I'm just getting tired, but I've enjoyed this talk. Let's continue it, Danny. I agree with most of what you were saying. I agree with a lot of your points, and you're right. What we're talking about, a lot of people, even the people here listening, can't understand, but I agree with you. That's why I always said I agree with a lot of what you say. For now, Occupational Click out.